Hopefully this will work. I would like it very much to work, please. Peace. Fresh entire window. Is it working? I can't tell if this is working or not. That's the annoying thing. Okay. I can't see anything. And that's a problem. Okay. And properties. Okay, capture the window. Capture mouse. Why am I not seeing the window though? I was told that monitor capture, perhaps? Oh, whoa. Ooh, trippy. How loud is my microphone? It probably... Oh, using that's a problem. I really have no fucking idea what I'm doing right now. This is what happens when you have a moron do everything and... Hello? Okay, still not using what I want you to. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not fun at all, but, you know. Who am I to tell you how to do things right? Of course, why? I mean, I shouldn't be using my microphone, but... Well, shucks, I hope nobody accidentally sees my porn collection. That's the only way I can see anything. For some reason, the other capture isn't working. I'm gonna stop for a second. I got everything set up properly. Alright, looking around, everything. Is that better? Callum Sparrow, does that sound better to you? Whoever's watching. It's just... I originally did this to see if I could provide something of an alternative to how I usually put it out, and I don't know, this isn't really going as well as I hoped it would. I'd have to keep my eye on the chat. I'd have to... On you piece of garbage, stop locking up on me, god damn it. Let's see everything else. Why do I have this open? No, for some reason Chrome is just acting like a piece of shit now. Yeah, I'm on the page. I just need to make sure that people actually... Okay, my volume's fine now, thank you. And now my screen's green. Wonderful. Hold on. I have the story in front of me, and I'm gonna be probably just keeping up to date by checking my phone instead. So if I'm kind of late in responding to anyone, that's why, honestly. Like I said before, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I have not used OBS ever. No, thank you. Okay, okay, it's working fine. Okay, now I can see the comments, but now the problem comes in making sure that the screen is coming in properly. Can anyone see what I'm broadcasting right now? Is that on screen? My mother is being quite loud. I'm talking to my sister in the other room, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. Can you see just fine? Like the story? Honk, yeah, well, twice for yes, once for no. You know, if there's one thing I can't stand about these fucking Wikia sites, is that I had to look at this stupid shit on the side, you know, like advertising different fandoms. And it's like, is it fair to say that Altered Carbon is guilty of whitewashing? I don't know. Some of it just really just makes me roll my eyes. Okay, okay, that's good. You can see it. Like, trying to think of what it was called. Oh yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I guess. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that whitewashing doesn't exist, but I always roll my eyes when I see that kind of hard line social justice talking points, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just that's just me kind of being hyperbolic. It's not just talking about those things doesn't inherently make it a social justice talking point. But my mind's kind of wired now to where like seeing certain phrases used immediately makes me like not take whoever's spouting off that opinion seriously. Like if anyone who unironically uses the terms toxic and problematic, I immediately just kind of put my brain on lockdown. Hey, Jacob, Mr. Sherwood is in the chat. Hello. I sent this link out to his Discord, or his fan Discord rather, my Discord, and well, I don't have any fans. Fish Dick on a Sticks. Every time I say his name, I keep just wanting to call him Fish Stick. Maybe because it sounds like Fish Dick. I would like to point out right here and now, Jacob, if you're going to be watching this and if you're going to actually manage to put up with my blundering dipshitness, I would not recommend that you ever read this story. It is quite awful, and it is actually kind of worse than the original in some areas. Tries to not be, tries to be a little bit different in that it improves some basic things, but it ends up being a little bit worse because I don't know, it goes from being just a one-off story to being a complete idiot plot. Basically, imagine the annoying characterization of the idiocy of Tom from the first story and the ineptitude of the detectives in the second and sequel thing, and they did the fusion dance and it became Sonic.EXE the remake. That's basically what it is. Except this story is, as we discovered on Fish Stick on a Stick's channel, 64 minutes long. 64 pages long. I kind of looked at the chat. My girl has been playing Shadow Man for Fish Stick. Oh, speaking of the devil. Yeah, don't read this. My girl has been playing Shadow Man for 20 hours. I think it's a hit. Oh yeah, Shadow Man's awesome. Is there a new one coming out? Because I sent you a link to the soundtrack on Bandcamp. The bit from Tim Haywood. Like, is there any talk of a new Shadow Man game that I don't know, that didn't know about, or is that just him making another tribute album? Because Tim Haywood's made a few albums kind of in tribute to Shadow Man, which is kind of weird in that Shadow Man, despite being critically acclaimed, is not that successful. Wasn't that successful as it really should have been. Like Happy Happy is a short story compared to this. Yeah, and speaking of which, Fishstick, when are you doing Happy Happy? Get on that. Like I remember even when I had low standards and thought that Jeff the Killer was a flawed but enjoyable story, thinking that Happy Happy was a piece of shit. He caused 9/11, don't you know? Yeah, but enough of that. I don't know how many of you are actually up to snuff as to what I've been covering as of late. I'm not certain who watches my videos. I know it's roughly about 25 people. So I don't know how much I need to recount from before. Basically, what had happened was, okay, let me lay out the gist of what's happened so far. Tom, there was going to be one, but Valiant Comics fucked it up. Man, I loved Valiant Comics, but seriously, what the fuck? Wait, are they still around, or were they merged with Oh fuck. what company was it that merged uh, with Valiant Comics? I'm pretty sure it was either Marvel or DC. I mean, yeah, it naturally has to be those two. But I'm pretty sure they merged with another company when they were bought out because I think it was their they had a very evolutionary printing process where like a coloring process, and I think Marvel, I think it was, wanted to buy the patent on it. It's been a while since I've read up on shit like this, so I might be getting this completely wrong. Anyway, like I was saying, so basically what's happened so far is that Tom, the changes from the first story. The first one, Tom was basically just some idiot at his home doing not really anything, playing subpar Sonic games all day. Gets a knock on his door, and that's basically the entire characterization. He likes Sonic, and he was playing Sonic at his home when some shit went down. And here he's living on a college campus. His best friend since high school, lives like basically a floor below him, and he has not seen his friend for 3 weeks. And every time he's tried to contact his friends, and his way of contacting him was basically texting him on the phone, on his cell phone, not calling him, texting him, and he would usually get a 1 or 2 word response, which, I don't know, for some reason didn't trigger any red flags with him. And then when he goes down to check on him after 3 weeks of not hearing from him, and many of his friends also, whenever he would inquire about it, did not know where he was, he went downstairs, check on him, knocked on the door, didn't get an answer, like, oh, well, I tried nothing, I'm all out of ideas, and he just walked away, and he found a package on his door as soon as he came back upstairs. From Kyle, his friend, which, okay, long story, like, basically, gonna sum up what happened. Kyle's dead. He's been dead for weeks. And he's gotten a package from Kyle on the exact day where he went down to check, which is suspicious in its own right, but when you count in the fact that he literally lives only 1 floor beneath him, there is no excuse for that package to take that long to get to him. Unless he, like, lives, I don't know, like, countries apart where it will take some time for deliver. Oh, screen's fucking up? Really? Oh no. Why does everything go wrong? Uh, what was I saying? There's no excuse for it. When the police come, Tom doesn't bring it to their attention that he got a package from his deceased friend. The fact that this mysterious package, where they included the whole thing with him seeming to be in a hurry. Man of War has a game. I did not know that. Are you serious? Man of War really does have a game? That's hilarious. I don't even know why. But okay. He doesn't tell Detective Green or anyone in the police office that he got a mysterious package from his deceased friend moments after he was discovered dead. He is dragged into the investigation by Detective Green, the ingenious detective, because I couldn't even give you a reason. Detective Green knows nothing about Tom, and his only reason for dragging him in is like, well, you were his friend, right? So we're going to need you to help us. They claim that Tom is a lead, but I don't know what they mean by that, because they haven't gotten any new information about the killer off of Tom, or by the fact that he killed a friend of Tom's. So the fact that he's a quote-unquote lead makes no fucking sense. But yet Tom is actually doing investigative leaps. He's actually doing some form of investigation, whereas his other friends, Detective Green is doing nothing. And also, I do this to myself because I fucking hate myself. I thought I've established this. But don't worry, I have some coffee in my hand, so I should be good to go. Okay. His friends were tremendously annoying. One of them is a hardcore Sonic fan. And when I say that, I mean she's such a hardcore Sonic fan that I actually speculated in my last video that there's a fair chance that she might be an author avatar for JC Hyena. She's that annoying about it. And coincidentally, all four of his friends, or three of his friends rather, happen to be also Sonic fans. Which, I don't know. Amongst, I don't know, like, if I were to sit down Fishstick and Jacob and me and Sean, Third of Clubs, uh, I would have to wonder how many are like, hey, we're all Dragon Quest fans, right? And maybe like two of them would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's a very popular franchise, but that doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to find four people who know about it. I'm just saying. I was trying to say that AXO Man of War had a game with Iron Man. Are you fucking... Oh, that's even... What? Oh, hey, Icefern. I haven't seen you in, like, fucking forever. Where have you been? Get on Discord, bruh. Or if you are on Discord, send me your, fucking account, ID or whatever. So I can, like, add you to the group. I've been missing talking to you. I've been wanting to share some more music with you. I haven't been on Facebook in some time, and for those who don't know, I play this very passive-aggressive game with Iceferno. He's basically like the music expert amongst us, but I try to outdo him by like sending him like songs and albums that I like. It's I'm just as musically inclined as you, and then he doesn't play along in the sense that he doesn't even acknowledge it as a competition, but I'm so petty that I do. I do have fun. Like, I found a lot of good music from him. And if you haven't, go check out his Bandcamp and check out his channel. He's a really, really awesome musician, and especially with stuff like Streets of Rage stuff, an already great soundtrack he made even better. And he also did something with Revenge of Shinobi, the Terrible Beat, which is my favorite song from that game, and he managed to make it even greater. So check out his channel if you get the chance to. Oh, thank you, Sean. I called you Sean. I'm just so used to talking to Sean. But are we all caught up to speed on the story so far? Okay, last time we left off, and specifically in the last video I covered the last chapter, Tom showed his friends the game. They got freaked out because Sonic... Oh, fuck, I forgot to show you guys that. I'll show you right now, actually. What the new design for, hold on. Sonic.EXE Remake. Vince, is it hard to talk with Iceferno's dick in your mouth? Not really. I'm actually quite decent at that. I've always, it takes some level of practice. So it's basically about pushing it to one side of your mouth. Like, I'm actually quite skilled at the art of fellatio, thank you very much. It's not as hard as you think. Yeah, figuratively speaking, like, actually, in my mouth, quite hard. Hold on, I'm going to show you what the redesign of, fucking... There it is, yeah, there it is. I don't know if you guys seen this on, Fishstick's livestream. I don't know if he took it down. This is the redesigned version of, JC the Hyena's Sonic.EXE. Come on. Ah, come on, load. Just because you're streaming, that doesn't mean you need to actually act like you're streaming. Come on. Well, you can see it right here, even if it doesn't fucking work because Google sucks. I don't know where I've heard it, like, if you want a decent browser that has built-in ad block, use Brave. That's what I've been told. I couldn't install it on my computer, unfortunately. Hold on. Oh, and, Sonic.exe, the remake version, also has a Wikipedia entry. And it has a TV tropes page. No, yeah, here it is. Do you see it? Yeah, this is the, yeah, here we go. Oh, Jacob, you know about... Well, you told me. You were the one that told me at first that, Jason Hyena is into, furry foot porn. His DeviantArt nowadays, I would say he's become a quote-unquote better artist. Like, his stuff actually looks like it's decently done. By the way, the bar I've been drinking... of drinking has since I was 16 closes tonight. RP. Oh man, that sucks. I don't drink myself, but you know I've had hangouts that close down. Yeah, this is Ice Frontal. This is the redesign of Sonic.EXE, and I said it before and I'll say it again. This is basically Laughing Jack if he went to a furry convention. Look at this shit. Ain't it beautiful? Even better. You can see he's getting a little intimate with Tom here. I think that's supposed to be Tom. Let's see. Hold on. Let's load it up. I want everyone to see the genius that is JC Diana. Yeah, like I was trying to say, JC has gotten more raunchy nowadays. A lot of his stuff now is not safe for, seems to be not very safe for work. I still can't fucking believe that new Sonic.exe wears fucking thigh highs. I know, right? Okay, Ice Furno. Oh, not Ice Furno. Fish Stick. I need you to tell me, and be honest with me, should I watch JoJo or not? Because I've seen every single fucking person under the sun reference it and meme it, and all I know about JoJo is from years ago when I was in middle school playing a borrowed game from a friend of mine that had Joseph Joestar in it, and I think and Dio, and I picked up the manga for a second. I know what a stand is. I know that shit. I only read like the first chapter, and I didn't find any more issues, so I couldn't read anymore. So I don't know. It feels weird to see this one-off series from this video game I played and this manga I read for like one chapter of, and then find out that it has this long storied history, and now it has this weird resurgence. So should I watch JoJo? Because everyone references it. And where should I start? Like, how old is it? Like, I need you to give me the rundown. You're my JoJo expert for today. His stand power will be yiffing, Sparrow. I mean, it's not really a unique power since every single furry can yiff, but as you can see right now, Tom is enjoying it. Like, you can tell, like, right now, you can tell just by the position, like, that big furry Sonic.exe cock is just riding up on his back. And that's why he looks, that's a look of terror on his face. To be fair, if a giant mutant hedgehog with an X-shaped scar on his chest were to try to molest me, I would be frightened too, so I can't really blame him. Get 4 parts and only the first 4 are animated so far. Okay. Alright. I think I don't know which one I read at first. It was the one with the tough guy, the Japanese delinquent with the trench coat. Tell people about the strem. Yes, please tell everyone about the strem. It's very important. This strem is very important to me. Thank you, Jacob. See, he gets it. I don't know why the rest of you don't. You see, the scar, the scar is 90s scar. Yeah, I'm just, dude, I am. Yeah, I mean, I'm just cutting myself on the edge right here. See, this is the edge. Look at these pointy shoulder blades. That's how you know it's edgy. So, you know, I should probably get to the story since that's what I advertised. We're on chapter 6 now, and I think I've done a decent job in recounting everything. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, and in fact, I'll pose this in the form of a question. Let's say that you're a detective and you have a lead on a suspected serial killer, and you need to get someone in on the case because it's pertinent for whatever reason that he's kept in the light about everything. Okay, would you find it at all necessary to show him his friend's mutilated corpse as he's being dirtied out? Is that something that police do? They show family members and friends mutilated corpses of their murdered victims, their loved ones, because that's what Detective Green did. And again, he had no reason to do it. He could have just told Could have just told Tom all about this without showing him his friend's dead body, but that's not what he did. Detective Green's even stupider than the original story, except at the very least, he doesn't say really as an R-L-Y. R-R-L-Y. That's why that started making it sound like I was spelling something out. So we are on chapter 6, and hopefully, we'll be getting something decent. Well, they might show the family the body in order to probably identify it, but that's in private. No, dude, he didn't show the family, he showed his friend. Like, oh, you're Kyle's best friend, well, come with me. And then he showed him, like, pulled the fucking tarp off the body as it was being gritted out. He said, and his reason for doing that was because, well, you're our lead, so we need you to see this. And I don't know why they considered him a lead, because it's not like he has any information on the killer, or on Kyle for that matter, because I don't know if he knew something about Kyle that might, give them some inclination as to why the killer targeted him. I can understand that. But no, they didn't even ask about that. They said, you're a lead, come with me, here's your friend's dead body, you're a part of the case now. By the way, call me if you have any new information. The fuck is this? Basically, it's Detective Green saying, like, can you do my job for me? I gotta play Sonic Boom. That's my favorite Sonic game. It's my favorite because Knuckles is so much bigger, and he's much stronger, and they got more character now. That Sonic Boom TV show ain't half bad, though. I like any show that makes fun of Chris Chan and, and social justice warriors. Even the positive identification is way easier now. We have DNA testing and fingerprints. It's harder if they're in the country or it's taking place. Then we get access to that. True. Okay, let's get around to chapter 6 finally. Okay. I belched. That's DSP does that, so I gotta be a good screamer. The assembly this time was regarding the murders that had been announced. 3 people had been found dead this time, 2 students and another teacher. The college was in a state of panic from this revelation, but the principal tried his best to quell the fears and questions of the student body. Because of these recent kills, these new rules will be put into effect as of now. They should have been put into effect with the first fucking murder. I don't know, like, in this modern day and age of, like, mass hysteria, when the smallest thing happens, it would have been there would have been people cracking down on this shit from day fucking 1. It took 5 people getting killed on this college campus for them to finally realize maybe we should, like, buckle down, have some fucking campus security, like, have some new rules instituted to make sure that students aren't potentially at risk. It took 5 deaths for them to come to that conclusion. Like, if you heard that there was a murder, like a violent murder on campus one time, I guarantee you they would lock that shit down. Especially in fucking America, good God. I don't know, I guess that's a consequence of living in a rape culture, guys. He explained with a look of minor dismay and frustration. Firstly, all students are to return to their dorm rooms by 6 p.m. every evening, and they are to stay there. Secondly, all students are to be taken to their classes by a teacher. No exceptions. I know these rules may seem unreasonable, but I promise you that they are for your own safety. The police are still doing everything they can to capture the killer, so please remain calm. You're right. Mike grunted as the assembly ended. This college is gonna get close faster than Martin Roberts breaking his marathon record. Tom's worries, meanwhile, were starting to... What? That's a really awkward way of phrasing that. Tom's worries, meanwhile, were starting to increase by the hour. He couldn't stop thinking about how the computers... how about the computers during the murders have always had their batteries die, as well as what he googled about bodies losing weight after the soul leak. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Last chapter, to cap it off, Tom decided to do some, I got Desperados and a bowl of Smarties ice cream. It's helping me get through this shit. I got coffee. That's all I got, bro. I mean, I could like email you some coffee. Will that help? Uh, well, I don't know. Like, I like to think that I could just pour coffee onto a flash drive and you'll get it like fucking from Star Trek. Like, it just beams in. What was I saying? Yeah, in the last chapter, what had happened was, uh, yeah, Tom decided to do some detective work on his own time, and he went to Google to try and find clues about the killer. He Googled soul because he encountered Sonic.EXE and he said the word soul. And he saw like, this must be a clue. The word soul. So he Google searched soul, and it came up with a 21 grams experiment. I don't know if that's a real thing. It's even more annoying when you're out of coffee filters than when you're out of coffee. You know, because I don't know, when you're out of coffee, it's like, you feel like you can make a substitute. When you're out of coffee filters, it feels like it's been, yeah, you've been cheated out of coffee, you know? But, yeah, 21 grams experiment, and that was some kind of experiment done where they thought that the, human soul weighed 21 grams, and that the body becomes 21 grams lighter when the soul departs from the body after it is deceased. But, yeah, it's like, that, I don't know, like, the train of logic of these characters is so scattered and nonsensical that you can't really put yourself in their shoes because they're not acting or thinking in ways that you would assume they would. Plus, burn me living. I don't know what that means. Oh, I don't know what you mean by that, rather. Tom's worries, meanwhile, okay, batteries die. After the assembly, he sat on his couch watching Kyle's laptop charge up. 36% power. Because of what he had researched, he wanted to call Detective Green about the autopsy to see if it was true. Are you fucking serious? He wanted to waste police officers' time by like, hey, can you go weigh the dead bodies? How would you know how much they weigh to begin with? Like, I assume that would be something that's on public record, but I don't know, one's body weight tends to fluctuate. Well, Vince, what's happening, my Negro? Hey, House! Don't use the term Negro. That's very offensive to me as someone who has appendages. And, you know, you're not a part of the appendage culture, House. You don't understand. You don't know. You don't know what it's like. You know, it's hard on these streets. House of Rage, check out his channel too. He makes funny memes. The only person I'm not giving a shout out to is Jacob Sherwood, and I honestly assume that's because the people who are already subscribed to him, subscribed to me, are already subscribed to him. He had like 25,000, so I just assumed that that's the case. But, you know, if you haven't, go watch Michael Law's channel. And it's Lawa, not Leroy. Wait. No, it's Michael Leroy because, that's how, the character Shadow Man pronounces it, right? Because he's like a Cajun. Am I right about that, or I'm misremembering it? Whatever. I haven't seen you forever, House of Rage, my Nego. Don't make that face. Don't make that emoticon at me. I'm actually a part of emoticon culture too, so you can't make that face at all. You can't do anything that offends me, basically. And everything offends me, so don't do anything. All you can do is just stand in the corner, although that's kind of offensive too, as me being a part of corner culture, or whatever. Yeah, that's right. Well, the college is going to get closed faster than... Okay, blah, blah, blah. Because of what he researched... Yeah, basically he wants to call fucking... Wants to call hey, are the bodies lighter than they were when you measured them or some shit? What's up, Tom? Green asked when he answered. Hey, sorry, I didn't talk... What? Sorry I didn't talk to you about when the bodies were discovered, Tom admitted. There's no trouble. That's worked for you, honestly. Green responded assuredly. Anyway, what's on your mind? I want to ask you a question about the bodies, Tom began. Have you heard of the High Elves? Oh, thank you. It is pronounced Loa. when you had all the what when you had all the I don't know why I was reading it like weird for a second. When you had all the autopsies performed, was there anything in the reports about their body weight? There might be. I'll have Sarah bring in the autopsy reports real quick. Green answered, then asked, "Why do you ask? Did you find something that might help?" Tom wasn't sure about how to explain himself to Green. He wanted to tell him that he found out about the 21 grams theory, but he didn't want to seem crazy. So instead he said, sort of, "I might have found something that might be somewhat useful, at the very least informative. I also want to ask you another question." Sure. What is it?" "Well, while I was looking up old news articles about the murders you covered," Tom explained, "I also found a couple articles about some wackadoo cult." Sorry, I forgot. I was tired. Let me explain. I was tired one day when I was recording the video, and in my tired days, I misread the word cult as clit. So from this point on, they're the clit of X. So if I start saying that weird, and if you didn't get that, that's why. Some wackadoo clit said that they were found said that they were found at some time around the time. It's okay, redundant. The murders happened. Is that true? Ah, Green responded, his voice sounding like he knew exactly what Tom was talking about. "I had a feeling you'd come across that." "Yeah, sometime after maybe the first 5 murders, this group started popping up all over the media. A bunch of psychotic nutballs, but they don't seem crazy enough to warrant an arrest compared to this case, though I have my suspicions about them. They call themselves the Clit of X." Tom froze. Surely he didn't hear Green right. I'm sorry. Yes, the Clit of X, very hard to find indeed. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Tom spoke wordlessly. "What did you say they were called?" The Clit of X," Derek confirmed in response. Again, a bunch of crazies. It felt like Tom's brain was going numb. He was looking at his own laptop like he was looking at that of a monster that he had seen again. Oh, yeah, the game icon for Sonic.EXE is an X-shaped fissure that keeps growing. I don't know, like, that particular plot point, it doesn't feel like that the natural conclusion to take. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I probably wouldn't be quick to assume that the game icon... No, then again, at this point, if you were actually trying to think this through, like, okay, there's a game icon in the shape of an X, that from a cult... okay, game icon in the shape of an S, a game that I got from my deceased friend around the time that he was discovered dead. Yeah, wackadoo is actually an actual term. It's not one that you hear very often. Okay, there's an X-shaped icon on this game, that forms after he downloads it. The game came from his deceased friend, who seemed to be in a hurry to tell his friend about it, and as the note looked very scrambled and kind of rushed near the end, implying that he was in some sort of hurry. That he got that note in a package, which he got roughly around the time when his body was discovered, and his friend was one of many murders that seemed to be from this one particular serial killer, as it has all the hallmarks of this guy's method of killing. So I would maybe, if you think of it that way, and if he were to think of it that way, it would make sense that he would come to the conclusion that the X-shaped icon, plus the battery thing, and the shut-off computers, maybe... I don't know. It still feels like a weird leap for the character to take. His heart pounded in shock as realization began to run over him like the world's most harshest sledgehammer. Oh, Tom's being buried by Hunter Hearst Helmsley. That's wonderful. Hunter quit WWE and came over to the creepypasta wiki just to bury Tom. Delightful. When Tom spoke again, Only one person in my fucking audience is gonna get that. Maybe Jacob, because he peripherally watched wrestling when he was younger, but not a lot. It's where was I? When Tom spoke again, his voice was quiet and quivering. X, you don't say. Something wrong, Tom? Green asked in a tone of concern. It's it's nothing. Tom cleared his throat. I just had a thought is all. Did Sarah get those reports yet? Mm-hmm. Green trailed off again. Ah, she did. Let's see. Wait. Here we go. The latest victim originally weighed 155 pounds before he died. Oh my god. I knew it was going to be a plot point. I just really kind of hoped it wouldn't be because it's so fucking stupid. Dread built up within Tom. He then calmly asks, did he lose weight or something? Yeah, about 21 grams actually, Green answer. Tom's breath was shallow. He was in shock. This story is crap, you don't say. Well, if I had to rank this among the pantheon of Sonic.EXE stories, it's better than the second one. I say it's worse than the first because the first one had the decency to be short. This is 24 pages long. I think I'm halfway done. 21 grams, actually. Tom's breath was shallow. He was in shock. He couldn't believe what he was being told. But if he died, wouldn't the soul leave the body anyways? I think that's the... I don't know. I don't think JC the Hyena thought it through all that much. Like, in his mind, basically, since... I don't know, like, that's actually a good point. Like, even if he died and his soul wasn't taken by Laughing Jack the Furry, then, yeah, his soul would not be in the body either way. So, the whole him taking the souls thing really doesn't make a difference. The 20 grand plot line, the plot point, didn't really need to be in the story at all. Tom's breath was shallow. He was in shock. He couldn't believe what he was being told. Fearing upon fear. What? Fearing upon fear? Is that an actual term? Oh, whatever. Hoping against hope. His next question wasn't answered correctly. He then asked, Did all of them lose 21 grams in weight? He had to sit down as he heard the response. Yeah, holy shit. What if someone lost only 20 grams? Well, 21 pounds. I think grams and labs are different. I think. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've listened to that. It would mean that maybe their bowels evacuated upon decease. Like, how do you measure someone's exact body weight? Like, I don't know if that's something that they really have on record. Because your body weight can fluctuate over the years so much. Your height doesn't. Unless you're like, Cotton Hill and you get your legs blown off and you get your feet sewn to your shins. Like, is that something that they have on record, body weight? Like, maybe some medical professionals do, but I don't know. I can't imagine a police station having it. Maybe they have a description of what you look like, and that would probably include your body weight, but whatever. And that 21 grams experiment sounds like someone who didn't know that bodies decompose when they die, and they were wondering why souls are excreted upon death. Yeah, that's why people evacuate their bowels every time they die. It's because that's your body coming out in the form of liquid brown goodness. I don't know. I say liquid, but I've been watching too much South Park. Tom's breath. Okay, where was I? Keep losing my train of thought. He had to sit down when he heard the response. Holy shit! Yeah, they all did. Green said in surprise. How did you? Part of the research I looked up. Tom interrupted. Are you familiar with a theory called the 21 grams experiment? A theory by Duncan MacDonald in 1907. He believed that the human soul weighed 21 grams, but what does that have to do with the case? Green asked with a tone of down his voice. I'm not 100% sure, Tom answered honestly. I mean, I don't want to assume that anything supernatural is happening, but that climax you mentioned, I think they have something to do with the murders. On your driver's license, they have your weight. What do they do if they find you and, like, I got, like, what if I'm a hairy motherfucker, what if I shaved and I lost a lot of weight since the last time I took my driver's exam? Like, how are they gonna prove us, how are they gonna know it's me? Maybe, like I said with Cotton Hill, like, I got my fucking legs blown off and like, let me see, a theory and yeah, it's really fucking stupid. It's not like this is anything new. This kind of idea where someone looks at what is considered an archaic theory from a different time. Like I see that trope applied in a lot of horror and science fiction and stuff like that, where someone looks up something or they read up on like this old book and there's this old theory that was laughed at, but it turns out to be warranted or relevant to what they're reading now or what they're doing now, and or whatever ancient evil seems to be stalking them at the time. And like, it's not like I'm against the idea of this being in the story, but the problem is, well, for one thing, it's applied very clumsily and it's done in such a clumsy way that it stands out as really stupid. And the second thing is that the characters aren't really acting with a skeptical mindset. It doesn't feel, yeah, basically. I don't know, like the human right. You remember the fucking humors, like the theory about the body and how much humors you needed in the body, like bloodletting and shit like that. Again, like the point, I don't mind this him finding this theory, and then somehow coming up later on in the story seeming to have more relevance than it normally would have. The problem I have is that the characters aren't really exercising skepticism at all in a realistic manner, and it doesn't feel like it's within their character. I mean, they don't really have much character. Like, if Tom were established as someone who's into a lot of these kind of weird conspiracies and old theories and, like, likes to read up on this shit and thinks that a fair amount of it is true, like, it would make sense for him to call out Detective Green and, like, tell him about this theory he has, and it'll be the one instance where one of his theories are completely justified and actually solid. But, we're kind of digressing a lot here. It seems that seems like a bit of serious thought you got there, Tom. Green said, concerned. Do you got any evidence to support that? Not just yet. I'm operating on a hunch. Tom had his eyes deadly set on his laptop, closed and sitting quietly on his desk. But still, it does seem weird, doesn't it? I mean, these murders started happening and then suddenly this cult starts showing up? It just seems a bit too coincidental. A brief pause, and then Derek spoke again. And now that you mention it, the timing does seem rather odd. Cults are investigated almost every fucking day because they're cults. Cults are considered a detriment to most societies that they're a part of, to the point where even the most religious nutjobs in the United States will not defend a cult. And you mean to tell me that there is a cult out there that came out the exact same time as the murder started happening, and they never once thought to investigate them once, especially considering that they fucking declare themselves a cult, which is something that cults do not do. Like, fucking the Children of God cults, the fucking Heaven's Gates, like, when it comes to them, do they have cult in their name? Heaven's Gate, Children of God, I'd say Scientology, but they're not really a religion, to be honest. This is fucking shit. I said before, I said it again, this is a fucking idiot plot. The only reason this plot functions is because everyone in it is a fucking raging moron. I'm gonna talk to Sarah about it and we'll look into it. I'm trusting you on this theory of yours, Tom. I honestly would say the story is even worse than the previous Sonic.EXE stories because those stories, even their worst points, there was at least something to make fun of and talk about. But this, yeah, I don't know. I think I have more to talk about, but the idiocy of the characters proves more frustrating than actually funny. And the idiocy, and they're either idiots or they're annoying, or they're annoying idiots. I don't know. It feels like what would happen if a fucking character from a fucking Tim Schafer story were to come to life and, and like interact in the real world. They're charming in Tim Schafer games, but in the real world they're really frustrating and to deal with. I said Tim Schafer, but I was thinking of Maze. Anyone ever played Maze? That came out in, I think, 2016 or 17. That was a really fucking charming game. And if you haven't played it, go play it. It's awesome. It's really funny. It's one of those story-driven games, classic story-driven games. Uh, where was I? Tom understand. You know, to be honest, I want to be proven wrong. Tom admitted, genuine worry coming from his voice as he spoke. Something fucking weird's going on in here. Detective Green, wait. Something fucking weird's going on here, Detective Green. And I'm starting to worry about the safety of everyone here, especially my friends. I honestly don't know if I'm going crazy from Kyle being fucking dead or this whole serial killer shit, but I'm starting to get fucking scared. After another pause, Green responded, his tone more calm and assuring than it ever was. An almost caring tone. Tom, please calm down. I know you're afraid right now, but you need to be strong, especially for your friends. I'll get to the bottom of this for you. I don't know how, but I promise you. I'm gonna find this guy and I'm gonna stop him. That calmed Tom down significantly because I don't know. It's fucking Detective, the way that Green talks to Tom and that Tom is so easily placated is like a fucking 5-year-old that gets his skin knees and his mommy kisses it better. And even though his knee's fucking scraped and he has no bandages, like, oh, I feel so much better now. Yeah. I mean, really, this story only exists at this point because of the sake of novelty. The Sonic.EXE, I don't know if anyone considers it to be the worst creepypasta anymore. We've seen so much worse. But it's one of the most popular creepypasta of being of very poor quality. And even most Jeff the Killer fans will admit that Jeff the Killer is not a very good story. Like, they'll concede to that point, most of them will. But I don't know any fans of Sonic.EXE who don't see this story as being anything other than a masterpiece. Although I think that has more to do with the kind of fandom that is aimed at. You know, I'm not trying to denigrate furries. Kind of get a lot of shit as is. You know, for being kind of weird and sometimes cringy, well, most of the time cringy. But yeah, like I think they're more inclined to avidly defend something that is made for them specifically. Let me see, where was I? It's okay, Tom. I'll tell it off. Yeah, gonna go give the serial killer a stern talking to. Yeah, all right. Thank you, detective. You're welcome. I gotta get going. Call me if anything happens. All right? I will. Thanks again. See ya. With that, he and Green hung up. Tom sat back on his couch trying to recollect his thoughts. It was all starting to make sense now. There was a killer going around brutally murdering people and somehow getting away with it. How was he killing these people? Somehow, as ridiculous as Tom perceived it, he was stealing their souls. He couldn't figure out how the killer was doing it, but somehow it involved forcing their jaws open to the point of breaking and their insides being ruptured. Oh, I forgot to mention, that's another plot point that's another character reinterpretation that I had. The reason that their jaws are ripped open and their insides are kind of messed up And it's because Sonic.EXE comes and basically forces his massive hedgehog dick down their throat, and it's so large that their jaws snap off. That's how he's killing people. He's basically face fucking them to death. I don't know. Then it probably goes in line with another fetish that some people have, like was a cockvore. He sucks out their soul, but with his cock, basically. It's like the reverse of ejaculation. Inverse ejaculation. I'm copywriting that term, and I am copywriting that for my future metal band. So do not steal. You heard it here first. It's recorded. Inverse ejaculation. That's my name. Do not steal it. Was it Suburban Space Station? I'm trying to think of all the other ones I kind of copyrighted. I patented, rather. Let me see. Soul sounding. Mouth raping them. Yes, he is face fucking them to death. Bear in mind, JC the hyena is into not safe for work. I'd show you, but for one, I know you don't want to see it, and two, I want this to be not be age restricted. He couldn't figure out how the killer was doing it. For somehow, by the way, just to give you an idea of kind of how much JC hasn't become any less cringy, his fucking he linked this story on. Okay, you can find a link to on his DeviantArt page, right? He's got the link to the story on the DeviantArt page, and he's also linked to him posting it on Fur Affinity. Right, just let that sink in. Computers were damaged, and let me see. And their insides getting ruptured. Ooh, how was he getting away with it? He never had to enter or leave the crime scene. He was already there. The computers were damaged and lacking battery power. Lacking battery power because there was a killer was hiding in what? Because that there. There's no there. Because that was where the killer was hiding. And that was how he had gotten away with killing all these people. Kyle and those who had died at college. All the murders were taking place within the college. Started at Kyle's death. That letter that came with the game disc, Tom realized was not written by Kyle. He had to assume that it was done by the CafeTeria, a fanatic group that suddenly appeared as the murders started many months back, which meant Kyle had gotten the game from the clit somehow, albeit unwillingly. The X of the clit, Tom was sure that this is the same X on his icon on the desktop, and same as the X burned onto the game disc. Okay, I think that JC the Hyena believes that if he has his characters come to this conclusion faster than before, that they seem smarter. No, it just kind of highlights how poorly this is written, where you're taking these kind of really big leaps of logic without a lot to back up a fair amount of it up. It might be possible that JC the Hyena has been harboring romantic feelings for Sonic, though this could be fan speculated. It's possible homosexuality has never been revealed or confirmed. I'd rather they suddenly disappeared. Yeah, they're still called the Cult of X. Hey, Amber Coral. I haven't seen Amber Coral. I haven't seen you in forever. You're awesome. Those who don't know, Amber Coral, I think she has a YouTube channel where she does stuff too. We talked for like almost an hour after we did some recording. She's really cool. Excerpt from... Wait, that's from his actual profile? Yeah, I complained about that before at Fish Stick. Like, the Children of God or fucking the Heaven's Gate cult. Like, they don't actually call themselves a cult because that's fucking suspicious as shit. And they don't see themselves as a cult. Because cult carries negative connotation. But seriously, that's from JC Hyena's fucking profile page. I mean, having seen what he puts on his DeviantArt, and the fact that he has a Fur Affinity account, I can assume that JC Hyena is probably bisexual. If not, bisexual tendencies. Yeah, yeah, like Jonestown. You just reminded me of all these documentaries that I've been sitting on that I really need to start watching again. Jonestown. Fish Stick. I don't know if you watch TV. I don't watch TV anymore since mostly watch things online. Dude, you need to catch caught up on Waco. It's a mini series about Waco, what happened in Waco, Texas. Dude, awesome. I don't know if you like shit about cults, the Waco thing. Like, I think that's something that you could be interested too. Um, I need to get watching that. I don't get excited for anything on television, but when I saw that they were basically going to make a dramatic, like, miniseries based on that, got really excited to watch it. I don't know why I'm so interested in stuff like that. It just fascinates me, the darkness of the human spirit and what people will do when they're kind of put in those positions. I mean, you're gonna have to say now, Ember Coral, because once you join the live stream, I kind of signed your name to a blood contract, and it's not my blood, some other guys. Um, I'll tell him you said thank you. Okay, where was I? X, Tom whispered. He grunted in frustration as he clutched his head. It ached more as unanswered questions formed in his head. The idea of... I don't know what page I'm on. I know I'm past the halfway point now. Because I was originally reading the document, and then I decided to go on the Troll Pasta Wiki instead, because I needed my daily dose of realistic Patrick Fit Star. So, this doesn't show how many pages I am. But you can see right here, I'm about halfway done. I don't know if that's... Part of this is the comic section that's already loaded. But I won't be doing all this today. I'm going to be probably doing more live streams down the line. He grunted in he grunted in sexual frustration as he clutched his head. It ached as more unanswered questions formed in his head. The idea of a video game being taken around stealing people's souls was beyond anything Tom could accept as rational for a murder case. Because it isn't at all rational for a murder case. Well, like I pointed out before, anyone ever seen that in a Law and Order SVU episode where that fucking guy gives that guy a seizure by throwing flashbangs on a shooter game? And the guy was like, had epilepsy, and he did that to kill him? I only watch Law and Order when my mom has it on. Like, I hate Law and Order. Was that the one that did the fucking they attempted to do Gamergate, most cringeworthy episode of all time? I think it was either Law and Order or, I don't know. They're all the same. All those cop shows are the same, goddammit. Everyone knows that the greatest cop show of all time was Dragnet. Joe Friday putting hippies in their place. Tom could feel every second of hesitation of cessation. Tom stopped, and then slowly looked at his laptop, and he began to harvest a very dangerous thought. Maybe he gets some answers by confronting the killer himself. Just so in the Porygon episode of... Okay, Porygon did not do that, okay? That was Pikachu's fault with that fucking Thundershock. And Porygon was completely innocent, and now, because of fucking Pikachu, I'm not gonna get to see Porygon Z in any episode, even though Porygon Z is the most awesome Pokemon ever. It's literally a bootleg Pokemon in real life. That's not fair, I don't get to see that now. Fuck Pikachu. I never saw that episode, by the way. I wonder if it's any good. But then again, I don't think much of the original series was that good, to be honest. Everyone remembers the theme song, and they remember how fucking stupid Ash was, and that's it. And Team Rocket. And Brock hitting on... Okay, the original series was memorable at the very least. You see, Pikachu, hit the horn on that Groudon! Fucking retard. Porygon's lives matter. Hashtag. Start spreading it. Tom could feel every second of hesitation as he sat down, his eyes locked on his closed laptop. It had remained shut down since the creature tried to grab him and his friends back in the anime club room. They actually did go to the anime club room to try and they only went there to use the projector. And I think some colleges have those kind of campuses where they have clubs, so that's not too cringeworthy. The Pokemon X and Y adaptation is actually some really good stuff. I've heard. I don't know. Like, I wanted to get back into Pokemon after like seeing images from Sun and Moon, the Sun and Moon series, because I don't know. I'm probably in the minority. I really like the redesigns. I like the redone style. It just reminds me of a Miyazaki film, and I love me some Miyazaki. He's someone that I keep thinking is dead, but then I realize like, oh no, wait, no, he's not. It's gonna be really fucking depressing when he dies. Let me see. Why is there a room solely for anime? It's just a club. Evergreen College had Evergreen colleges have few free jump houses for students. Really? Usually club rooms are shared. Huh. I don't know, like, I was thinking that the only reason that this was even taking place on a college campus is because as the years went by and JC got older, he basically is writing based off what he knows off a college campus. Like, that's why I'm assuming that this is why the set takes place at a college campus. So I don't know, maybe his college did have an anime club room, or maybe that's just how JC reminds it, or remembers it rather. So I don't know, who knows. His heart pounding, he felt like he was preparing to open Pandora's clitoris. But after taking a deep breath, Tom opened his laptop and turned it on. He audibly groaned in shock and outrage as he saw two things on his laptop. First was the X icon in the center of the screen. It had grown noticeably larger this time. He was sure of it. A large, dark, hard dick. Cracked X-shaped fissure. The second thing Tom spotted was his battery power. It was at 3%. God fucking damn it! Tom shouted in anger at the laptop, like he was actually speaking to the creature that was hiding inside it. Frustrated, he yanked the charger off Kyle's laptop, now at 75% power, and jammed the charger in his own to back it up. The only fucking time I wanted to face you, dick! He jumped back from his chair and stormed out of his room, leaving his laptop to let it charge back up. Well, it's your fucking fault for... Why don't you have two chargers? I know most people that usually have a backup. Groaning and pounding. Again, have you forgotten what... Hold on. Let me show you real quick. This is what we're dealing with here. This is what we're dealing with here, Coral. This is the new Sonic.EXE. Look at this face. And look how he's holding him. Yeah, like fucking... Yeah, you're gonna be dealing a lot of groaning and pounding in a JC Hyena story. Let me ask you, is this better or worse than the shit that fucking Angry Dog puts out? Mr. Angry Dog. I know most people don't remember. He's the guy that did Dane the Killer. I did like a series covering his videos before. Not his stories before. And it's the most fucking Mary Sue shit. Every single one of them. And Jason Hyena is a cringeworthy, but he's cringeworthy in a really realistic way. Mr. Angry Dog is fucking creepy. Because he makes... Like, okay, like Jane the Killer, he acts as though she's a real person. And, like, he makes fake text messages on Photoshop of, like, wrestlers that he likes. Like, complimenting and saying how much they like her. Like Brock Lesnar, like, oh, remember when you broke my nose that one time, Jane? Like, oh, that was awesome. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I'm not saying that he's, like, has any, like he's mentally ill or anything like that, but it's really fucking weird. Like, he makes fake awards that she's won. Like, she's basically the winner of the universe. It's bizarre. So yeah, I will say that about JC Hyena. He may be a furry, but at least that's all he is. He's just a regular garden variety, creepy ass furry, or cringy furry, rather. And he's not so deluded as to engage in the kind of weirdness that Mr. Angry Dog does. You know, more power to them. They can do what they want. They can spend their lives however they want. It's just I'm gonna laugh at them from the sidelines, and then no one can stop me. Unless they try to write into law. That does sound like a mental illness. I don't want to presume, although I did get into it with years ago. I got into it with Mr. Angry Dog some time ago when I talked to him the first time, and it was like he tried to use his autism as an excuse for his shitty behavior when he kept yelling and blocking people. Yelling at and blocking people, excuse me. And I tried to call him out on that when he like tried to give me like a very forced apology. And then before I even got the chance to really address my grievances with him, you know, for using that as an excuse for being, you know, being kind of a dick, he blocked me. So, fuck him. Mr. Angry Dog is a giant pussy. And he's into Nazi chic for whatever reason. Not saying that, let me be clear, I'm not saying he's a Nazi. I'm saying that the fact that he doesn't see anything, the fact that he's upset when people assume that he's a Nazi because he keeps drawing shit like that and fucking photoshopping creepypasta characters in front of like Nazi marches and like dressing them up as Nazis. The fact that he doesn't understand why people might take that out of context means that he's a fucking retard. But we're not here to talk about JCI. Well, wait, that is what we were here for. Fuck off, Zoidberg. No one likes you. What kind of fucking... Yeah, no, actually, he didn't get the flu shots. Actually, they just injected, they just kind of cut the middleman and injected pure mercury into his veins. I mean, like, after a while, you gotta just drop the pretense of like, oh, we're trying to cure the flu. They'll just give them autism. Inject like 50 cc's of mercury into him. Oh, this will cure your flu. That's a weird icon you got, avatar you got there, Zoidberg. But anyway, back to what I was doing, which is reading this oh so awesome story. Yeah, I can't remember, I think it was Sparrow that brought it up. Yeah, this story is actually so boring and so stupid that I keep going on these fucking tangents, and I'm not trying to, I swear to God I'm not. So, let me see. Oh, Mad Hatter. Are you talking about Mad Hatter from Alice when he was doing those weird experiments? Oh, what was it? What was it fucking called? From American McGee. American McGee's Alice, where like the Mad Hatter was like this psychopath who was like torturing the fucking the brown rabbit. Yes, you were very gorgeous, Zoidberg. Be proud of yourself. Don't let anyone tell you shouldn't be. Now, House of Rage just got me thinking of that nigga song, like, nigga, 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 nigga. I'm 100% nigga, except replace the word nigga with autism. Like, I'm 200% autism. I try not to make jokes like that, because I have family members that have it, and I have it, so I don't know how they would feel about it on the case of me joking about it, but I think that everything should be... I think everything has the potential of basically being made fun of, so, you know. Tatters traditionally use mercury when making hats would make their minds deteriorate. I did not know that, really? I honest to God, did not know that. That's a fascinating fact there. Thank you, Amber Coral. Gonna look that up and read up on that after this. Now, where was I? Tom, Roger, and Mike were sitting on a cafeteria lunch. Tom had explained to them both what was going on and what he had pieced together. Oh, what, my brother? What are you smoking? Mike explained. I can't do Ugandan knuckles. I used to do it really well, and I say used to, it was only a week ago. Like, you don't know the way. I can't do it anymore. I keep slipping into weird, different accents. I'm not smoking anything, dumbass, Tom retorted. I think that's Sonic, that thing we saw in Anime Club. I think that's who's been killing everyone. God damn. Well, when you bring in all the timing of it all, the cult and not Kyle's letter, and how easily that psycho is getting away with killing everyone, it actually does seem to make sense if you don't think about it at all, Roger said, clearly thinking it over. Clearly thinking it over. Jesus, he's been killing it right under everyone's noses, and nobody's even suspected it. Man, fuck that, Mike Scott. I believe that Sonic is trying to steal people's souls when I actually see it. I mean, we don't even know how he's, it's the Sonic we saw in Anime Club. Yeah, it's a real phrase they fucking said in this story, and he expected this to be fucking taken seriously. And, you weren't here when I was covering the original bits. Okay. They really like to harp on the fact that that's not really Sonic, is it? Like, they're distressed by the idea that this evil creature is taking Sonic's form. That bothers them tremendously. For some reason. Like, if I saw some kind of eldritch entity on my fucking TV screen that seems to be doing these weird, like, supernatural things, and it happens to be wearing a Mario hat, I'm not gonna think to myself, that can't be Mario, can it? I don't know, like, these guys have the most obscured fucking priorities in the world. And Jason Ian thinks he's improved as a writer. His characters are even worse than before. Man, fuck that. I mean, we don't even know how he's doing it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I brought that up many times before in this series. Like, it's like, I don't know why JC Aina thinks that we think the way he thinks. And that was a mouthful. But no one gives a flying fuck about whether or not the characters are acting out of character. Like in Ben Drown, the reason that Ben Drown works is because the horror comes from the way that Ben is kind of fucking with the main character. Like, he's actually actively doing things to him. And that he's basically psychologically tormenting him. And, you know, there's NES Godzilla. Like, they don't really give that much crap about whether or not something's acting out of character. It's mostly about Red and the fact that the game seems to be alive and conscious and aware of the presence of the person who's playing it, which, I mean, I guess you could argue that video game pastas all try to do that to some degree, but it puts emphasis on the surrealness of this game seeming to have a mind of its own, instead of, oh look, these weird things are happening in this game that shouldn't be happening. That's not scary. Like, all that you really think about that as is that, oh, it must be a ROM hack. And then, that's it. That's all. It's done. Like, the moment that thought comes into your head, that should be the only fucking thought you have. Like, they were playing the game earlier in the last chapter, and they were, like, blown out of their way, like, oh, look at these characters, look at this weird geometry, and it's like, you're playing a fucking video game. Like, why aren't your thoughts something along the lines of, like, oh, wow, this is a really interesting setting, I wonder who designed this, and I wonder, like, where did you get this? Was this some kind of ROM hack? Was this a fan game? Was this on itch.io? Was this on GameJolt? Was this on Steam? None of that crosses their mind, even though this is supposed to take place in the real world. I've gone on a really fucking long rant. Cthulhu Kirby. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Although, to be fair, Kirby's pretty horrifying on his own right. Vessel of the World. I fell through the world playing Sly Cooper when I was rendering Sponge Cry, and it would be like if I wrote a creepypasta about that. Pretty much. I don't know how. I'm actually planning on writing like a piece. I'm going to try to script out an actual comparison piece when it comes to what works about stories like Ben Drown and what doesn't work when it comes to stories like this one. Like even SpongeBob, you know, Squidward's suicide, as flawed a story that is, it acknowledges that there's nothing scary about a weird VHS copy of Squidward, of fucking SpongeBob. What's supposed to be horrifying about it is the idea that some kind of nut, like psychotic nut job, snuck in, made the snuff film, snuck in, and then fucking slipped it in when the people weren't looking. Like, that's supposed to be frightening, and the story acknowledges that. But it fails on every other account, you know, but still, it at the very least acknowledges that, oh, character acting out of character, Squidward's crying. Well, anyway, let's get back to this. I'm not making any progress. I know, and that's what worries me. Tom's reply concerned. We have an inhuman killer in this college, and we have no clue of what he's capable of. Do you think we should tell somebody about this? Roger asks. Oh, and what? Make us all look like a bunch of crazies? My brother? Mike asks. I bet people would start thinking that we are the killer. Yes, this is the spooky part. I wouldn't worry about that, honestly, Roger said quietly. It seems like less and less students are coming to class. He then gestures to the cafeteria, prompting Mike and Tom to look around. He was rather surprised he hadn't noticed it, but indeed, the number of students present at the cafeteria seemed to have been reduced. Tom did a head count to confirm it. Mike shrugged. Maybe they're all at the club, or maybe they are sick. Mike, you better fucking hope you're right about that, or I swear to God, someday I'm gonna strangle you, Tom said, in his most serious tone as he did another head count. Again, inhuman is different than non-human. Inhumane, I think, is a proper term. Inhuman makes me think of the fucking Action 52 game. Or the fucking, you know the one with what's his name? Elton John. The Elton John vampires down below when you're running to the stage. His head count was immediately cut short the minute he saw Vicky running towards him. Hey, Vic's coming, you guys. This prompted Mike to shoot back up to greet her. Okay, Vicky is, let me say, because I know there are people here that weren't here before, Vicky's the most annoying character in this entire fucking thing. She is the epitome of annoying Sonic fan, like, oh, why don't you fucking read the Archie comics? Their name is Fiona Fox, you fucking plebeian. Yeah, she's basically like that. So, if she dies, and I seem very happy about it, I want you to know why I'm happy about it. Because she's just amazing. It's amazing. I kind of wish, and I kind of hope, that the intention was to make her that annoying, because then I'd actually give, I give JC the Hyena some credit for being a little bit self-aware. My brother, what's my queen? It is my queen. What is his voice falters when he sees the look of worry on her exhausted face. She looks at the trio. I can't find Helena anywhere, she gasps in desperation. What? Tom asked, standing up as well. Are you serious? Roger asks. Yes! I went to her room to come visit her and she was gone! Do you think she's... Don't think that, Vicky. Tom stopped her. We'll find her. Come on, gang! Anyone ever notice how just the original Scooby-Doo had a pretty jazzy soundtrack? I need to download that soundtrack when I find it. He starts running. His friends immediately following him. Wait! Won't we get in trouble for being out of class? You're not in class, you're in the cafeteria. Out of class? Vicky, oh yeah, there's a new rule where they basically... yeah, I get it. Fuck the rules! Tom shouted. They don't mean shit if your life's in danger. Tom and his friends searched through Elena's room to look for anything that could explain her disappearance, but unfortunately they couldn't find anything. Hey Vic, where do you think Elena could be? Tom asked Vicky. She put her hand on her chin in deep thought and said, "Oh, she always liked to hang around the computer lab." With that, they ran down the hall to look for the computer lab. Tom praying that he'd find Elena. Yeah, Amber, I was deliberately trying to avoid making that joke because it was so obvious. Thank you. Someone had to make it. Um, Praying that he could find Elena safe and sound. In his worries, he thought that something small and blue in the window of one of these he saw something small and blue in the window of one of these classroom doors. For a split second, he thought it was that Sonic doll head smiling from the window, but as soon as he slowed down and turned his head to see, it was gone. Yeah, the Sonic doll thing is back in this series, or in this remake. The difference now is that it is kind of like a plant thing with a sewn mouth, and you can't dance around it. A Saul doll stalker thing, dead on arrival, much like the very premise of the story. Yeah, let's see. Window, as he slowed turned his head to see, it was gone, as if it slipped back out of view. Trying to keep it out of his mind, Tom continued running with his friends. Eventually, they found the door to the computer lab. It was empty, quiet, lights turned off, and all the computers turned on, and the screens all glowing brightly in the dark room. "Elena?" Tom whispered, as he and his friends slowly snuck into the room, searching every part of the room for more redundant statements, goddammit, any sign of Vicky's friend. "Elena, are you in here?" Roger whispered, a hint in his voice. "Do you think that freak went and took her soul too?" "What?" Vicky asked loudly, her head zipping to Roger. "Ah, fuck off with that man," Mike said impatiently. It isn't some monster going around pretending to be Sonic and stealing people's souls. Damn it. You are the devil. You are the devil. What are you guys talking about? What the fuck are you guys talking about? Vicky desperately asked. "Mike, I'm telling you, it's only..." Tom tried to reason, but Mike wasn't having any of it, goddammit! Yeah, it's just a Wi-Fi router. And I am telling you, my Buddha. Yeah, I have not seen the Rake movie. I knew it was going to be a piece of shit based on the fact that it's a fan project based on creepypasta. No, then again, Channel Zero's not half bad. I saw a little bit of the first season. I saw the beginning of the last season, which was No One House, which, from what I've been seeing, was actually pretty interesting. So you can make something out of creepypasta, but it has to be good. The Rake is too generic a concept to be a creepypasta, or to be a really effective movie, because he's basically just some malevolent entity that just hovers over your shoulder. Like some interpretation of that character is basically that it's a highly intelligent creature that kind of feeds off fear and stalks you in an animalistic manner to kind of make your fear all the more potent. But you know, that's not exactly original. And I've barely touched my coffee. I'm gonna drink more of it. The only reason I disagree, Amber, about the Slenderman movie coming out too late is because it's still somewhat on the heels of the Slenderman stabbings, and that is, despite how tasteless that is, that's still in the public's consciousness. Especially, I think it's been done again. There's been another stabbing this year, so it's still in the everyone's collective thoughts. Yeah, there was the Rake movie. I saw. I don't know if any of you have it. I have a Fire Stick that I got as a gift from a very good friend of mine, and basically, that's one of the first things I saw. It was a Rake movie that I think they had for free, and even though it was free, I didn't want to watch it because it looked like it was just the biggest piece of shit. Because there's no way you can incorporate the more cerebral aspects of the Rake's character into a modern movie, because all people think about is that he's a scary guy with big claws that kills people. That's one of the biggest problems with a lot of these stories, is that they don't take advantage of the premise that they have. Like, you can make a slasher film based off Jake the Killer. You could probably make a really, you could, I think you could really make a genuinely entertaining slasher film based on Jeff the Killer, because it's already started from a nothing premise to begin with, and all the character is basically that he just kills people, and it'll be generic, but then you have films like Friday the 13th, and I love the Friday the 13th series, but I think even most fans would agree that they're really fucking generic, cliche movies that aren't really all that good. To the point where the original director of the first film openly admitted that a lot of the reason behind making that is because they saw Halloween. That movie was very innovative for its time, and he wanted to try and replicate that. So it's not like you can't make a kind of self-aware slasher film with Jeff the Killer, but then you have The Rake and Slender Man, characters with more depth than you would assume. Like, the Slender Man represents the fear of the unknown, the fear of strangers and all that. He's not as scary so much as he's like, what's scary about Slender Man is the effect that he has on those around him. Like Marble Hornets and the fucking, what's it called, like, basically all those Slenderman series, like Marble Hornets and Hybrid. What was it, Hybrid Theory, or I think I'm mixing up names now. Everyman's Hybrid, and all those Slenderman series work because they are showing the effect that this entity has on the people around it. It's kind of like the Cthulhu mythos. The less you know about these elders beings, the better. Because what am I doing? Oh, I was checking to see if the stream froze. Sorry. Everyman Hybrid. Thank you, Fish. The reason that those work is because it's the fear of the unknown. We don't know what these creatures want or why they're doing what they're doing, but the effect that they're having on people and the things that they're driving everyone to do are in and of itself horrifying. It's that old cosmic horror thing. You don't put emphasis on the giant meteor-like creature that's hovering near our atmosphere. You show what it's doing to people and how people are reacting to it, because it's frightening to think about something that's so ungodly powerful and yet at the same time is doing horrible things to us while not even knowing that we're there. That's a horrifying prospect, that we're so insignificant in the grand scheme of things that this eldritch entity is doing these things that we don't understand, and it feels no reason to explain to us. And I went on another huge tangent because the story is so fucking boring. Like, I was trying to think, like, okay, what was the original point? I was making a point about fucking Sonic.EXE the remake. Like, no, I was making a point about the Rake movie. How did I get to that? The Rake movie looks like it's shit. Back to the story. Oh yes, there is. All four of them jumped in shock upon hearing that horrifyingly familiar, mocking fake teen voice from behind them. Tom and his friends frantically whizzed their heads and searched for the source of it within the dark computer room. Fuck. My brothers, we all heard that, right? It is the devil. Yeah, we all fucking did, Roger answered. Can I say something? I like the fucking Ugandan Knuckles meme much more than Pepe. I never found Pepe funny. Ever. Honestly. Like, even when it was really taking off, and, CNN did their thing where they tried to fucking try it into white supremacy, I never found Pepe funny or amusing at all. But whatever. Trying to speak in... Let me see. Tom tried to muster up whatever courage he had left, trying to speak in a brave, commanding tone as his eyes shifted. Who are you? The room echoed with the creature's clown-like laugh. Yeah, they kept the Kefka laugh, but they're describing it as clown-like. because JC Diana completely missed the point when people told him that the Kef collab was fucking retarded and that it was stupid based on principle. And like he's basically he's trying to cover up the fact that it's a Kef collab, but he's also bringing attention to the fact that it was the Kef collab because no one who's reading the story hasn't already read the original and made the comment that the Kef collab was fucking stupid. I didn't like Uganda Knuckles still start pissing off SJW. Dude, how do you not like that original fucking Uganda Knuckles video? Not the original one, but I've seen a lot. Well, not a lot, but I've seen a few of them. And, I don't know, that guy that starts singing the song. Like, I don't know, I love it. I think it helps that it was based... Like, I actually saw what originally started off the Uganda Knuckles. I saw that before when I watched Gregzilla's video reviewing Sonic Lost World. And he had like a Knuckles there for a split second that somehow became a fucking... It somehow became a fucking meme. I wonder how Gregzilla feels about that. Go watch that video, by the way. Gregzilla's like a pretty awesome animator. And his review of Sonic Lost World is pretty good. Depends on how you... Because I know Jacob likes Sonic Lost World and I don't. So that's where we kind of differ, but whatever. Strokes are folks. He's entitled to his completely, objectively wrong opinion. Fucking British faggot. He can't even dab like us Americans can. That's the room echoed with the creature's clown-like laughter. Then a voice responded in a surreal child's voice he had heard speak in the doll's head. "What's wrong, Tom? Don't you recognize me?" Tom felt his blood ran cold as he knew his name. "Quit playing around. We know you're not the real Sonic." Oh my god, you're really going with this angle, okay. You're not the real Sonic. Anyone else thought of the fucking, Rugrats meme? Where it's, Chucky's dreaming? It's like, "Hey, what's going on, Tommy?" "I'm not Tommy." You're not the real Sonic. You're just some thing pretending to look like him." Tom's trying to ignore his growing fear of the meeting beast. The creature's voice turned back to the teen, a now bored tone, but still taunting, condescending. Pfft, Killjoy. That's another shitty horror series, by the way. If you don't know about Killjoy, look up Welshie and Killjoy. Welshie was a really good reviewer, but he retired because he's one of those assholes who thinks that his life shouldn't revolve around things he does on the internet. Like a fucking faggot that he is. Everyone knows that once you become a contributor on the internet, then that's all your life should be. And if you quit, that means that you're just a fucking coward. "You're not real. I know Sonic and Tail were best as buds." No. Yeah, you just reminded me of that fucking stupid ass line from the original too. Like, fucking, like, that can't be Sonic. Sonic wouldn't kill Tails. They're supposed to be best friends. Like he's talking to them about them like they're real fucking people. Why is Tom even thinking about this? Like, why would you even give a shit if it's Sonic or not? Who cares? It's some weird thing that wants to kill you. Why are you prioritizing anything? Or by prioritizing that above everything? I don't know, my mind kind of slipped up again. "It's been you the whole time, hasn't it?" Tom demanded. "You're the one that's been killing everyone and stealing their souls. You're the one that killed Kyle." Roger, Mike, racial slur. Roger, Spook, and Vicky looked at their friend as he said that. To their surprise, a creature spoke in a voice that completely threw them off. It sounded genuinely offended, emotionally hurt even. Oh no, he triggered the Eldritch entity. What if you can get rid of Cthulhu by triggering him? Like, if you misgendered Cthulhu, do you think that would piss him off and you would just leave? That'd be awesome. Someone try that when Cthulhu, Halley's Comet ties into Cthulhu's and life energy. When Halley's Comet comes around, everyone get on the rooftops and, I don't know, shout, I don't know, Hitler did nothing wrong, and see what it does. Wait, you think I'm going around killing people? You think that I'm a murderer? No, not Jeremy Kyle. Yeah. Okay, what is Jeremy Kyle? Is he like a... Is he like one of those SJWs? Because I only saw one video that he... I saw two videos that he was involved in that gave me a good first impression of him. And one of them was he was calling out the audience for laughing at a male domestic violence victim. You know, pointing out the hypocrisy. Like, if this was a woman, like, on stage talking about how her man did this to you, you wouldn't be fucking laughing. Which, you know, he got on my good graces at that moment. And the second one was, him talking to the Westview Baptist Church back when they were bigger than they used to be. Yeah, they kind of fallen off the radar nowadays because no one gives a fuck anymore since they're so... I don't know, when I was growing up, they were the biggest thing that everyone hated. Nowadays, it's just either SJWs or if you're on the other side, like alt-righters, which alt-righter can mean literally anything. And anyone you don't like. It's been you the whole time, hasn't it? Oh, where was I? Tom wasn't sure how to respond to this. He was interrogating a supernatural monster about a murder, and here it was acting like a child that was in trouble with its parents, but the creature's tone changed to an annoyed matter-of-fact tone. Don't make me laugh. I haven't murdered a single human being in my life! What? Tom was confused. What do you mean you never? Exactly what I mean, smart guy! Why would I waste a perfectly good toy? Okay, my whole theory of Sonic murdering people with a gigantic dick, the fact that you're not helping it. You're not. In fact, you're actually compounding upon it. Tom's brow furrowed in confusion, and he was sure his friends were just as clueless as he was. What was going on? A perfectly good what are you talking about? Tom demanded in frustration and fear. Tom and his friends then saw something beginning to form on the wall across from them. The space in the wall was starting to distort and form, as if reality was being torn to shreds, as something very large moved on its way out. Again, I want to preface this once again. I'm going to lean in real close to the microphone and say this. This is a Sonic story. This is a creepypasta involving Sonic the Hedgehog. We are supposed to be afraid of this creature wearing Sonic's skin. That's the horror of the situation right now. That's what's supposed to be scary right now. U.S. version of Jerry Springer. Oh, UK version. He's really that bad? Jerry Springer's for trailer trash idiots. Like, is Jeremy Kyle really that bad? I mean, Jerry himself seems like an interesting guy, but he deliberately makes a show that's basically just trailer trash. I don't know anything about Jerry Springer, I'm just talking about his show. His show's awful. Tom and his friends saw something beginning to form on the wall across from them. What stepped from the computer lab into the computer lab from distortion on the wall made Tom's skin freeze, and his friends recognize. Tall, lanky, with thin arms and legs, with a big swirly striped clown nose, appeared to be stretching into black claws, an X-shaped cup on his bare chest, his dark, furry quills wild, his skin grotesquely pale, and... Hold on. Are you frightened yet? Eh? Does this terror... Well, I'm gonna do it like a... Woo! Woo! Are you frightened yet? Ooh. Seriously, are you scared now? Are you all sufficiently spooked? Because I'll move on if you're not. Coffee. Coughing! How does skin freeze? You put your hand in water and then put it in the freezer, and that's how your skin freezes. His eyes black with cracks over his face, two pinprick dots for pupils glaring down at him, and an unnaturally wide smile, more fangs than there should be in his mouth. Tom noticed that the outline to his entire body seemed odd, distorted even, but like this thing wasn't even in sync with space that he was supposed to occupy. But whoa. So scary! God damn it, it's so scary! Look at it! Oh yeah, cracked face. Look at this! Look at it! Look at it! It's so... It's so... cringeworthy. It just sends a chill down your spine. Yeah, look at Tom right here. Yeah. That 50-inch cock riding up in his ass right there. And you know JC like... You know that's what he's into. You know he likes that. With powdered crack all over his face. I don't know if anyone's ever listened to an old podcast called Knoxcast. That was a podcast with Robert Benfer and the guy who made Charlie the Unicorn, Secret Agent Bob back then, but he goes by Jason Steele now. Oh, his name is Jason Steele. They had a podcast together, and he told a story about how he did jury duty, and he was basically forced to do jury duty. You know, no one does it willingly. And there was a case where these guys were, like, you know, they were stalking out the forest for this guy who seemed to be selling cocaine in there. And he would go to this tree, he would come back, and then he would give the guy back to the guys who came for him, and he would leave, right? So they walked up to the tree, they found powder cocaine. They found a powder crack. They knocked on his door, and he opened and was like, "Hey, excuse me, sir, do you know anything about this powder cocaine we found?" And his response was to say this: "I don't use powder cocaine, I use rock cocaine, that's not mine." I love that so much. I remember that story to this day. And I really do wish, I really passionately wish that man got off. Because that level of honesty was just... I mean, he was being dishonest, but he was kind of opening up to the feds he was a drug dealer. You gotta admire that. He was trying something creative when it comes to trying to fool the police. I give him credit for that. It's like finding out your fucking 5-year-old somehow, like, managed to steal someone's credit card and, like, buy a new Xbox. Like, then was running the scheme. It's like, you know, you're mad at him, and you're ashamed, but at the same time, and you don't want to admit it, you're kind of impressed that he managed to pull it off. Tom doesn't even seem to be frightened of that image. He looks like he's worried that Sonic will butt fuck him. Again, Jason Nain is into that shit, so maybe he is. Maybe he will. Maybe Tom... I don't know, maybe Tom just feels something really thick poking up against his pooper right now, and he's just afraid, like, oh, is he gonna do it or not? It's like someone holding a gun to his temple. He doesn't know if the bullets are empty, or if the chambers are empty. Okay, back to the story. Let me see, the creature's cracked face. As the creature walked closer to them, the computers that were near him started to go haywire. Tom saw, to his pride, they started to shut down to the batteries running out of power. Computer labs would use regular... They would use desktops. They wouldn't use laptops, would they? I'm assuming so. I don't know. Maybe it's changed over the years. At that moment, Tom realized that the battery powder was being siphoned by this creature's very existence. In his left hand was a girl struggling in the air to be free from the creature's grip. It was Elena. It's Swiggity Swooty. Sonic's coming for that booty. She just comes out of the ether and just walks up to them like, I'm gonna tell y'all children something. There's nothing more important in the world than booty. Booty is more important than food and more important than drinking water. Sonic.EXE is the booty warrior. Makes, like, everything I've said up to this point, like, it would make sense. The creature spoke. Tom saw his wide, drooling mouth as he spoke, and that hideously saccharine voice. That's how I read that for some reason. Yeah, it still has desktop, I assume so. I assume that would be the case. That hideously fake Sonic voice, a hint of a growl laying under. what I was talking about. I haven't been killing anybody. I got no reason to. If I kill someone, then I'll be less well human for me to get booty from, plain and simple. Pure and simple? What? Pure and simple. And I want to play with all the butt I can. I was a warrior, you see. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google search Booty Warrior. It's a I don't know, you're gonna probably get the original clip from the guy in prison, or you're gonna actually get the Boondocks episode based off that clip. I don't smoke weed, I just ingest them when they're in brownies, alright? Yeah, pretty much. Take this sweet little miss, for example. She's a bit of a dork when it comes to computers. I just imagine all kind of fun I can have with that ass. As Tom saw the creature's expression turn to a hungry, predatorial look, as he looked at the terrified Alona, Tom muttered out, fear and anger rising in sound. Let her go. You leave her and my friends alone. God damn it! What? Why did the message, the fuck? Why is, I don't know why Sparrow's message got retracted. Did he? Can you retract your own messages? I make an effort. You know, I make it a point to not put it so anything's censored. Oh look, a black. Oh yes, thank you. I am quite indeed quite. I am a Nubian, as they would say. I'm going to back up just a little bit in my chair because I'm about to turn the fan on and I don't want that hum going in the microphone. If you hear that hum in the background, I apologize, and that's my fan going on because I don't need my laptop getting too hot. This has been hot and heavy so far. I gotta cool down. Okay, that was my voice in my phone because I'm looking at the comments that way. Oh, okay, making sure because I was worried that there was some kind of weird censorship bot or whatever. You know, I don't like that. Or you'll do. God damn it! The creature shot his look back at Tom. A predatory smile changed the kind of smile as if he heard some kind of sick joke. He then tossed his head back in laughter. A clown-like cackle angered Tom even more and more as it rang across the room. Oh, you what? Truth be told, it's more fun I had in months, Tom. Your insecure desire to keep your friend's booty safe, wanting to play hero and all. It's been a while since I've met such an adorably delusional booty. That look on your face is what I saw when I did to your friend Kyle's booty. Delicious, huh? Booty. Big bright red booty. That's Sonic. Yes, it is. You motherfucker! Tom yelled furiously. The minute Kyle's name was mentioned, it was like something inside him snapped. He ran towards the monster against his friend's protest to strike him, to hurt him. Unfortunately, it seemed reality struck first. As Tom was sent flying back, the creature had knocked him back with his free hand. The amused look on his creature's face stifling another hateful laugh. As his friends rushed over, he landed on the floor. Tom struggled to get back up, not taking his eyes off the monster and lingering. Why? Tom demanded. Why are you doing this? What do we humans ever do to you? The creature looked at Tom and then answered, casually speaking, as if he was being completely obvious, as if he was completely oblivious to the fact that Alina was still struggling his hand. Oh, y'all didn't do nothing to me at all. In fact, y'all humans are the most amazing thing I've come across in this boring universe. I was bored out of my mind when I first came here. I saw y'all booties, and I felt as though I had to have every single one of y'all asses to do as I wish, to play with however I desired. Granted, it's taken me a while to complete my collection of little booties, but that's fucked up! He became Jeff. Yes, he did. The creature returned his predatory glare at the terrified Elena, but then his smile widened as he looked at Tom and his friends one last time before saying matter-of-factly, his growl more prominent. Besides, it's not like all y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna stop me. Whatever happened next was something that vividly burned itself into Tom's memory to this day. Whatever horrors he was imagining before what the creature did, he could not recall. The snarling monster was hurt. A monstrous snarling rattle was heard as the creature slowly began to pull his head back. um, Thomas and the toppled song. As the creature slowly pulled his trousers down, and his friends watched as his erect penis grew bigger and bigger. His fangs grew exaggeratedly popping out. Alina screamed as she looked at the enormous dick, and for a moment, Tom thought that the creature was going to fuck her. But then the hands came out. Oh, his cock has hands. Awesome. Oh, does that mean that he can touch himself without actually touching himself? I would assume that would need to be the case. I don't know, Sonic.EXE, look at these hands. Look at these hands. He got big hands. But, is that his dick right there? See, I ask the important questions. That's why I should be on the fucking ballot for the next president of the United States. I ask the questions that the American public really need to ask. Is this Sonic's penis or not? He's a tentacle penis. Although it's not quite thick enough to rip a human jaw off. From within the creature's extremely white maw, Tom saw hands immediately snake their way out, long, black, writhing, as the shadowy hands grabbed hold of Elena. He could also hear Vicky screaming in terror. A few of these hands grabbed Elena's arms, shoulders, and neck, while the other pair were working her mouth and breasts and buttocks. Tendril dick, yes. That's another band name, don't take it. I will sue you. I'm that petty. I sue people over less shit, okay? I'm half Jewish. Tom's brain was jamming. What was it? Elena shrieked and struggled. Like, do you guys care about the conflict, the horrible thing that's happening to Elena? Are you caring about what's happening to this character that we've just now met and haven't seen in the entire story? Let me make that clear, because a lot of you weren't here when I was covering the rest of the story. This character has not shown up once in the entire story, and she was brought up just now, so Sonic.EXE has someone to kill, and so we can pretend as though it's a significant death. Like, this is friend of a friend, and it feels like it's a friend of someone we don't know. Ow. I hit myself in the head with a glass. There. That was the sound of Sonic.EXE violently deep-throating someone. Sonic.EXE is mouth-raping this girl. If you don't know what's happening, I don't know. Struggled to keep her mouth shut. I need to keep reading because I keep stopping to go on tangents. But her hands latched onto her jaws and began to force her mouth open. Tom's brain was jamming as he helplessly watched the hands pull her mouth open, the sounds of bones snapping. Elena's body convulsed as an extra hand forced its way down her throat, a disgusting sound of flesh tearing and squishing inside her. So I said it as a joke originally, but apparently I was completely right. It's just, I was right in a different way. Sonic mouth rapes people to death. This doesn't happen exactly how I assumed it did. After a few seconds, I'm going to probably stop around, like, after this chapter, okay? I'm just letting everyone know. The next one probably won't be on a live stream, maybe. I'll probably just record it as usual and I'll link it to everyone. I have had more fun doing it than usual because at least I have someone to talk to. Because you don't understand, like, the reason why I kind of put off the last one is because the story is so fucking dull that I have a hard time mustering up the energy to actually kind of read it. No, Vicky's the bitchy Sonic fangirl. Um, she's the annoying bitchy Sonic fangirl. Alina literally just showed up right fucking now. She's not mentioned before. No point that we know that she even exists. She's only in the story to die. From one of the creatures' white maw. Okay, what was it? Tom's brains jamming. He was horrified. Bond horrified, he couldn't think. After seconds, the hands let go of Alina, who'd gone limp by this point, as the arm that went down her throat pulled itself back. Alina's body dropped to the floor when a hand yanked out of her mouth, taking something unusual. Within the clawed hand was a small orb of bluish light, its glow layered and seen through Alina's blood. To Tom, the sight of the orb was surreal, otherworldly. The hand placed the orb back onto the creature's normal hand. The hand placed the orb back onto the creature's normal hand and retreated back to his mouth, with the many fiendish arms around his maw. As his maw shrank back to normal, wide grin, greedy, perverted look on his face as he stared at the glowing orb in his hand. Holy shit! Oh, sorry. Oh my god! Eddie Devil! You fucking killed her! Mike choked out, his face pale with horror. The creature's eyes moved toward Tom and his friends, an annoyed look on his face, as his voice went back to that bored tone. Jeez, how many times do I have to tell you, dude? I told you I don't kill humans. Your friend's still alright. Turning to face them, the creature grinned as he held his hand out, showing them the orb caught between his claws. Like it was some sort of play from show off. Its voice that of a teasing voice, the voice that of a teasing child voice again. She's right here. Yeah, well, I need to. If I wanted to read it with someone else, I need to read it on. Like, I need to be on their schedule because I'm usually not busy. But most people, yeah, everyone else has more important things to do than I do. And also, I don't know, recording with other people tends to be a pain. Not because of anything they do, it's because, like, I'm very lazy and I don't like editing. I promised that I would start doing that, and I will at some point. Because I actually look back at my old videos, and even though I thought they were of lesser quality, I put a lot more effort into them, and I want to get back into that. But I will probably have some people on. I want to get Sean on for more creepypasta, but he doesn't read creepypasta, and he just sits on the sidelines just laughing at the stupid moments. Her soul, the realization hit Chom as he quietly asked, "You mean that's her?" Her soul, correct. And just like all my other playthings, your friends are still alive, right here. Because the soul never dies, like ever. The creature's claws opened up, and then the soul sank in the palm of his hand, until its blue glow disappeared. He closed his fingers back and licked his lips, a long purple tongue sliding against his gleaming fangs. And now it's all mine, to take home with me, just like the rest of you. Home? Asked Roger, shakingly. What's home? My home, of course, where all the souls I've collected are, to do whatever I want with, to mold and break as many times as I desire. An eternity of playing with me, awaiting every single one of you humans. The creature laughed again. Again, doesn't this feel like some stupid Laughing Jack bullshit again? Like, I was thinking about a way to improve, if you really must have this character, like, how to improve this character at all. And I was thinking, like, oh, well, I don't know, like, maybe show it as an eldritch creature that initially wanted to have a benevolent relationship with humans, has no comprehension of right or wrong, ended up doing bad things to them, and he found the responses amusing, so he started doing that. Then that fucking reminded me of fucking the Laughing Jack origin story, where basically the whole thing is that Laughing Jack was corrupted by someone else. And, yeah, I actually don't think that's a bad idea. It failed miserably because Laughing Jack was torture porn garbage. But seriously, like, JC Hyena is very, very proud of this character. So much so that he's done like a lot of fan art, and he's dedicated all this time to making all this new shit about him, and like having all these like other stories and shit like that, where he got angry when people didn't fucking like it at first, or when they took it off the fucking the wiki and put it on the Trollpasta wiki. But there's really nothing to the character. He's just transparently evil, and there's no real horror in what he's doing because the characters are so unrealistic. I can't mentally put myself in their shoes. And it's not all that horrifying when you know what they're going to do. Like, why is Slenderman scary? Because we don't know what the fuck he wants. Like, he seems to just affect things. Everything that it does to people seems to be more of reflex rather than like a conscious effort. Like, he doesn't seem to be actively trying to make things like fuck people's lives up. It just happens. That's how I see it. And here it's like, oh well, he wants to do this one particular thing because he's just a dickhead. The creature laughed again. Tom felt more terror than he ever did as the creature took another step forward. The computer's dying in his wake as he took a more predatorial stance. The excited and sadistic grin looming on his monster face, drool beginning to seep out of his mouth as he spoke, growl rising in volume. With each slow step he took, they took a step back. He looked like he was about to lunge at them. Okay, Ember, Coral, real. This is me being completely real with you, and I'm giving you this advice as someone who, we can cover that at some point. Like, I can cover the shitty, creepy, first attempt at a creepypasta that I did. When you're creating a horror character like that, do everything you can to make sure you're not doing it because you want it to catch on. When I say that, I'm saying that put the story first and not the character. Yeah, that's a mistake that a lot of people make, and I don't know if you've made it, but I'm just giving you some advice right here and now because I made that mistake, and to this day I'm very much embarrassed about it because my thing is still on the creepypasta website, and I don't know, like I've never really. Now I think about it, I could probably just ask them and they take it down, but yeah, that'd probably be dickish of me. But you get the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. Do not make the same mistake I did. Alright. Already I've started my little shopping spree with this college of yours. An entire smorgasbord of entertaining souls all to myself. What are the odds of that? Wait. This eldritch entity doesn't... Like, how knowledgeable about the outside world is Sonic.EXE, where a college campus full of people astonishes him? Like, I have a hard time believing that the cult of whatever the fuck, the clit of X, couldn't give the games to people who live in populated areas until now. It looks like I found myself 4 lucky souls for the price of 1 right now. The creature got down on all fours in a pouncing position. Flicks his fangs some more. His red eyes gleaming in the dim room. His voice changed to a beastly baritone. Today's is a really good day for me. I love that song. I love Ice Cube. Oh, he was so funny in those movies. When do we get to the 7 Guardians of Gahua? I don't know. Tom's heart pounded when he saw the door to their right. It was now or never. Guys, run now! He suddenly yelled. The yell jumped out of the way as the creature leapt to grab them, crashing into the wall and snarling in pain as he... Wait. So Sonic.EXE can feel pain. Just, I don't know, find a gun and shoot him then. If he can feel pain... I don't know. He feels pain from falling into a wall. Or crashing into a wall. I don't know. Like, I feel like this is trying to be It. And It was better because, I don't know, there was some kind of disconnect between the monster and the humans in that they knew why it was doing what it was doing. It probably made that clear. But at no point does it feel like they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the times that they try to combat the creature, it feels like they're working entirely on a hunch. And to be fair, at that point, it's the most they got. Like, it's like Christy, like, I think, what was her name? Christy from, main character from fucking, the first, Nightmare on Elm Street movie. She pulls the hat out of the dream when she wakes up, and that kind of gives her a hunch that anything that she touches in her dream becomes real. So, so she tries that shit with Freddy on a hunch. She makes sure that everything's set up properly so she can combat him in the real world. And, considering that he's getting more and more dogged in trying to kill her, it makes sense that she will work off of what she has. Like, even the fucking remake did that, like, well enough, where, they're, Freddy's getting closer and closer to them, they're getting tired, and it actually adds this kind of ticking clock variable where there's a chance that their minds might go into a coma, and that basically make them completely helpless to stop Freddy. So they basically have to act out of desperation. And it worked even there, even in that piece of shit remake. Here, it's like, Sonic.EXE seems like something that could be easily stopped. Like, just get a gun. Or not even a gun, like a large instrument, like a blunt instrument, like a club, a shell. I just imagine someone hitting Sonic.EXE with a shillelagh. That'd be a fun image. Our Irish Slenderman versus Sonic.exe. I'd like to see that. Ran out of the computer room, so I ran down the hall, hearing the creature's laughter from within the computer room. Nice dodge. Go on then. Run, run, run. As fast as you can. You can't touch me. Gingerbread man, blah, blah, blah. The fun's only just begun. We gotta get anyone who's left in school out of here, and we gotta warn the green. Tom shouted as they continued running. Oh! The intercom offices! We can warn everybody there! With that, they entered the administration office and found the intercom mic. Tom turned it on and then, calming himself, he spoke to them. Attention all students. This is not a drill. The killer is in the building right now. Please evacuate the college right now and get away as far as you can. I repeat, this is not a drill. There is a killer in the college right now. Please evacuate as far as you can. After few minutes, they heard a commotion going outside. They had succeeded, and the people starting to leave! Exclamation point. In this third-person narration! God damn it. Ha! We did it! Roger exclaimed as he and Mike happily high-fived each other. Ooh, suck on that, you psychotic freak! Tom whispered to himself. He triumphantly sat back, but then his relief began to diminish the minute he heard a commotion not dying down. Why are the people still here? Vicky asked quietly. Dread returning to them all, they all left the office and head towards the entrances where a good number of students and teachers were trying to fight their way out with zero success. Zero miedo! No fucking way! Tom repeated to his day. Wait, no fucking way. No fucking way! Tom repeated in his dismay. There was no way this can be real. Yo! This entrance is sealed off too! Mike said in a shocked tone. This is what happens when you urbanize immigrants. He was checking all the entrances nearby. Somebody fucking lock this in! The teacher tried to calm the students down. Then they tried to lead them other ways out. But Tom wasn't sure if that would mean anything at this point. Tom tried to call Green, but the minute he pulled open his phone, no service. When Tom's friends saw this, they tried to use their phones too. The shock and horror, no service either. Oh, that's impossible. That's not possible. Wait, am I almost done? I just keep going ahead, and I'm stumbling over myself because I'm so happy. I might be able to finish this right now. What the fuck is going on? Mike yelled helplessly. And then that voice again, that teasing, singing child's voice coming from the ceiling. Uh-oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Tom and his friend shot their heads to see the Sonic doll hanging from the ceiling, smiling at them as it swayed lazily like a pendulum under the black appendage it was attached to. The head spoke again, without its smiling mouth moving. I have a few friends that like to make sure that my collecting goes off without a hitch. Oh my god, is this the fucking Seven Guardians crap? Yeah, that actually kind of would be interesting. Didn't fucking Tribe 12 do something like that? Where it was basically making the best out of a distorted reality that seemed to be happening. I might be thinking about different Slenderman series. I have read. Anger rose up within Tom as the wretched doll's head smiling. After you look at the wretched head smile head doll, what the fuck, mocking down at him. That wouldn't be the clit of X by now, would it? He snapped. Oh, you know about the clit already? The creature laughed this way more. Yes, they've been helping me in my little collectathon ever since they found out about my existence. Imagine that! A group of humans that actually want to play with me. The rest of you humans should learn from their example. They all think of me as a god because of what I can do. What the hell kind of crazy assholes think that this is some kind of god? Roger asked, utterly baffled. The creature continued to speak. Sadly, I can only do so much in your world. For some reason, my powers are limited every time I cross over. I can't even change the reality of any of the rooms in this dull-ass place. But oh well, it's not important right now. What's important is me getting to snag your souls. You're not stealing anyone's souls tonight, Tom yelled defiantly. We're gonna find a way to contact Detective Green, and the whole world's gonna know about you. The creature only laughed, as the doll's hand began to transform, the tiny black dots whitening, and crackling as the red dots began to appear, the mouth opening up to show fangs. Well, go on and bring him over. The more souls for me to collect and play with. The doll's head split open. It's almost half... how long is this? The doll's head then split in half as his mouth opened up. An unearthly snarl was heard as the multitude of arms sprang out once more. This time, for Tom and his friends, the hands went straight for Vicky, who fell to the floor, screaming and guarding herself because she's fucking useless. And then Mike jumped out all the way and started to wrestle with the arms that grabbed him, preventing them from grabbing hold of his friend. Mike, no! Vicky screamed and shouted. What the fuck are you doing, idiot? Mike, this is Tom shouted in protest. I guess he wants fucking Vicky back as... he wants Vicky gone as much as everyone else does, I guess. Don't worry about... all this cursing. Don't worry about me, my brother! Mike yelled back and grunted as he struggled to overpower the arms that now had his attention. Just get the fuck out of here! Go! I will show this man the way. Not seeing any other option, John dragged the crying Vicky as he and Roger started running, hoping to find another way, hoping to find a way as Mike continued to fight back. By the time they reached the classroom, Tom's heart plummeted as he heard Mike screaming far behind him before abruptly stopping. Vicky sobbed in his arms, trying to fight back tears himself. Tom looked around the classroom. Already students had been taken back as well. More screams were faintly heard around them. The creature was taking all their souls one by one. Why didn't he do this to begin with? Why was he even doing this fucking stupid song and dance before? If he wants more people within his realm so he can do whatever he wants there, why would he even bother with the subterfuge? Like, I understand, like, oh, well, my powers are limited here, so, you know, they'll offer some token level of resistance. Apparently he's not applying all that much now. That mindset's not going to do anything now when he's in a world right now. Like, he's in a real world, and he's vulnerable, yet he's able to kill mobs of people with no trouble. So, what was the fucking problem doing this before? As more screams were heard, what was it? We gotta hide somewhere. And Tom murmured, trying to suppress his grief and anger. The cafeteria kitchen. We'll hide in the food store. Let me tell you something. Like, not since Stranger Things have I seen a story or a series that is so able to really ground me in the reality of what's happening right now. That's so thoroughly able to just... like, this feels like a real setting where I know everything is. I know where everything is placed. I know every single room. I'm very well acquainted with the fucking cafeteria and all this place. Ugh. We'll hide in the food storage, Roger said, breathing heavily. As more screams were heard around them from multiple places around campus, Tom, Roger, and Vicky continued to run down the halls for the cafeteria. Vicky was lagging behind, no doubt exhausted and traumatized. After Tom and Roger opened the set of double doors, they entered the cafeteria. The doors, as wait, after Tom, as they entered the cafeteria, the doors suddenly shut but locked themselves, preventing Vicky from following them. What the fuck? Tom shouted as he turned to see the door shut. He rushed back and tried to open them, but to no luck. Roger joined them. Vicky, open the door! I'm trying! Vicky wailed. She banged her fist on the door, sobbing. Let me in there! How the fuck did how the fuck did these close in the room? Roger demanded as he tried to kick the doors down. Tom froze. Through the window he saw the creature in his lanky beast form standing behind her as she struggled to get the door open, smiling evilly at them. Anyone who unironically used the word evilly in their story needs to go back to first grade. I don't think even R.L. Stine uses that word. The creature waves a finger and waved it, doing a no, not in my house motion, before bringing his lips up as if he were shushing Tom. Vicky, you need to get out of here! Get out of there! Tom started to say. Get the fuck out of here, Vic! God damn it! Motherfucker! Where the fuck was Vicky? Only wrestling fans will get what I'm doing. Vicky looked at him with a confused look. Before turning to see the monster, she recoiled and slumped against the door, sliding down until she was on the floor, dinosaur, as Roger and Tom were banging against the door, screaming for her to run. Tom, help me! Tom, help me! Vicky screamed and sobbed. The creature casually strolled towards her, smiling, his fangs smiled down at her, very clearly enjoying the terror as he was inflicting on her. Roger was trying to break the door down, while Tom was yelling desperately and banging his fist on the door. Leave her alone, you goddamn monster! As Tom screamed, tears of rage streaming down his face as the creature drew closer to her. He then stopped and moved his black and white eyes towards the angry Tom, amused by his anger and helplessness. God damn you! I swear to God I'll kill you! You hear me, you son of a goo? Son of a gun! I will kill you! The creature smiled, splashed an amused grin at Tom before opening his... Okay, I'm gonna stop right. Hold on. How much is there? Okay, chapter's almost over. I wish I had never made that declared that I was entering of the chapter, because it's been forever. I'm tired. I've run out of coffee. Wait, no, I'm gonna run out of coffee. Hold on. Fuck me. And yes, Fang can smile. Fang the sniper. All he does is smile. I know that much about Sonic. I only think if I know Fang the sniper is because he's one. Even though it's a like a fucking literal cork gun, he's one of the few characters in Sonic that the first to really carry around something that looks like a gun. Take that, Shadow the Hedgehog. What if Shadow the... Can someone do a ROM hack of fucking Shadow the Hedgehog to where it's Fang the Sniper playing that? That would be funny. And all of his guns are just different variations of a cork gun. All those pop guns. Tom, we gotta keep going. Come on, we gotta hide, dude. Oh, wait, Tom can only scream in despair as he watched the creature sadistically lift Vicky up with the many arms shot out of his mouth, holding her up in place. Pulled her on with a choke sob. Tom forced himself to close his eyes. Blah, blah, blah. Kills her. Takes her soul. Tom, we gotta keep going. Come on, we gotta hide, dude. Roger said in a pained voice, shaking Tom's shoulder to get his attention. Opening his eyes, he saw the creature had vanished. Now only Tom and Roger remained as they ran down the cafeteria to head for the kitchen, running past the dozen dead bodies that lay. Wait a minute. If he already killed people there, then what do you think? What do you think? What makes you think that fucking hiding in the cafeteria is going to be there? He's already been there. It was dead silent all around. Tom was numb. He didn't speak as Roger found the steel door to this food storage and pulled it open. He and Tom walked right in and sat down as Roger pulled the door shut. Okay, we should be safe here for a while. Top Pennant. Roger Pennant, just wait until it's safe to head back out and find a way to get out of this college. I couldn't save them, Tom muttered quietly as he sat. What? Roger asked. I couldn't save them, Roger, Tom said more loudly. Mike, Vicky, Kyle. I couldn't save anybody. Tears formed in his eyes as he said that. Dude, look. Roger sat down next to him. It's not your fault that this guy is after everyone, and we could still try to stop him. How though? Tom asked desperately. The climax is sealed every way out, and probably cut the Wi-Fi to the whole school too. Well, there's always the fire exit, which is like somewhere on the roof. Roger innocently asked. Tom sat silently and then chuckled, wiping his eyes. At least you're trying to be optimistic about all this, man. Hey, as long as there's still somebody in this college, we could put an end to this somehow. He hasn't caught us yet, and we're not going to let him, Roger assured. Is Roger supposed to be the heart of the story? I'm just asking. Tom sighed as he sat back. No, we're not. We're not going to let him win. Still, I wonder what he meant by his home. Did he mean, like, the world inside the game? I don't know, probably. It's pretty obvious. I'm just gonna skip. I don't really need to read what they're like the statement. It's pretty obvious that this guy isn't of this world, and wherever he came from, isn't a home I want to be in. No kidding. So now what do we do? Roger looked at him through the door, following at him again. We make it till morning, and if it's safe, we'll start looking for a way out. That was the entirety of Chapter 8, and my god, was it a fucking drag. Several of you guys left. I don't blame you. This was painful to sit through. Especially since that faggot Najee, Vince 12, was reading it. This is 2 hours long. What the fuck? And if you let me show you something. Hold on. Sonic.EXE Remake Tava Troops. TavaTroops.com. Fang the Sniper was originally going to wield an actual pistol, but it was bumped up to it. But it would have bumped up Sonic Triple's age rating to G to 18, so replace it with a pop gun instead. He only makes a cameo in Sonic Mania. That's probably one of the few things that people talk about. It's not really him, though. It's like this robot that transforms. Yeah, Sonic.EXE, the remake, has its own thing now. A character page, specifically. That's hilarious. You guys need to get around to fucking adding more to the Bad Creepypasta Wiki, because they deserve it. I mean, fucking TV tropes has become something of a hive of scum and villainy when it comes to SJWs. Like, if you actually look on the fucking forums, it's the most cringe-worthy fucking thing in the world. But I still like to frequent TV tropes, even though some of the entries are really fucking cringy. Let's see. Yep, there he is. That's no hedgehog. Look at that tagline right there. Look at that tagline. That's a real man's tagline. I am not going to allow ads, nor am I going to fucking pay for anything on goddamn TV tropes. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. A god am I. Bad guy wins. Spoiler word. No one cares. Want to play a game with me? Eviler than thou. He's far worse than his cult of X and his 7 guardians. Hypocrite. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, basically I'm just showing you this page. And yeah, Tom even has his own page too. Except he doesn't actually... I don't know, that kind of shows where their priorities lie, even though he's the main character. Well, not really. That's that trope villain protagonist. Or something like, what was it? Hold on, let's see. Put a short for the description. It's on EXE Remake. Bottle episode. Oh, they don't actually have it there. I think I'm going to try to find it again. Attempted rape. Yeah, I think it's the rape thing was a metaphor, but I like to think of it as literal. Like, oh, he mind rapes them. Hold on, let me, I'm gonna show you as much of Sonic.EXE as I can while I have the fucking thing open now. So if you guys want to ask me any questions, Sonic related or not, then by all means, go ahead. You see, oh yeah, some key. That was funny. Milk and cereal, cereal and milk, cereal and milk. That's Sonic.exe remake here. That doesn't exist. Anti-frustration. Come on, get off. I am not going to pay to go on fucking TV tropes. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna go on JC Hyena's fucking thing. Why not? JC the Hyena. No, not his rant. I don't need to see his rant. His rant was cringeworthy, but that was when he was just an edgelord teenager. No, he is a grown man now, and I want to see what this grown man puts out nowadays on his DeviantArt. Well, okay, the first thing we see is that he has a fur affinity page. That's literally the first thing that comes up. Delightful. Troll Pasta Wiki created an OC Sonic fan based on his Yifsona. That's not hyperbole, by the way. That is his Yifsona. Ooh, his artwork. Yeah, yes, Amber. We're gonna see his fucking artwork. Aren't you guys happy now? Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I do. And look at this chubby. Here it is, the original version. Look at this. That's ooh, ooh, ah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's his original thing. If Google could stop being a fuck for 5 minutes. And we'll get to that one. I know which one you're looking at. The most titillating one. Here it is. This is JC Hyena's original fucking fursona. And here's some artwork from JC Hyena. Look at this. Look at this. Aren't you titillated now? Yes, Amber. Yes. Look at this. Look at them toes. Look at them toes. Aren't you titillated? Let's see. Ooh. He has a thing for hyenas. Yeah, giant hyenas trampling buildings. Sexy. Very sexy. I think this thing is supposed to be a ripoff of Flowey. I don't know. Come on, let me. Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? My Feet by JC the Hyena. Oh, what is this? My goodness. I cannot read. I'm trying to read this as best as my. Let me put my glasses on. Where's my Where are my glasses actually? No joke. Where are they? Where'd I put them? Where are my reading glasses? Oh, fuck me. Did I drop them again? Damn it. I lost my reading glasses, you guys. Let's see. Micro and macro butt crush, furry or Sonic human, starting at bid $10 or belch, $5. Ends March something. Reminder. Yeah, look at this. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Let's see. The Hyena Trio. There is no bigger. I don't know what this means. And more feet stuff. More feet. More feet! More feet. More feet the better, I say. Yes. Oh, what's this? What's this? Iron Master. Oh, look, a cute little insect. Looks like fun to play with. So, Bug, how about to become my slave or my insole? Ooh. Request by the Iron Master by, JC the Hyena. Ooh. Well, you know, I gotta hand it to JC. Like, I don't have. Well, look at this one right there. I don't have people lining up asking for me to draw them furry foot porn. That's my dream job, man. That's what I aspire for. It's a good thing I put on safe search, eh, guys? Eh? Eh? Let's see. He has a web. Where is it? Oh, he actually has a Kiwi Farms thing. Oh wait, yeah, I've been there. I forgot about that. I occasionally, I don't know. I don't. Not the biggest fan of Kiwi Farms, but I do lurk there sometimes. Yeah, I read this. Someone interviewed him, and he comes off. 2 years later, he's still as cringy as before, putting emoticons and shit. Uh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I mean, he is terrible, but he's actually improved since the last time I've seen his shitty artwork. And I gotta, I gotta fucking come on here and violate my fucking, like, yeah, I'm gonna have this in my history now. Here we go. Here's his DeviantArt page. By the way, maybe one thing, don't spam his DeviantArt page. I don't like JC the Hyena, but I'm not for, you know, pestering people online, no matter how much I dislike them. Happy New Year. Funny enough, we have not seen anything new from JC the Hyena after this post, and I don't think he's updated his artwork in some time. But let's browse his gallery right now. Let's belch. Let's take a look at it. I like the way he fits in perfectly with his writing. Trite and disgustingly bland. Dude, don't fucking diss JC Hyena as an artist, man. He's the shit. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Oh, I'm gonna go in on that. I'm gonna get in all in on that. Let me see. Gonna see some hyena booty. 8 amazing channels, over 40 different programs. Now it comes with a free, I don't even know what this is saying. The lines he drew right there. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Man, I was trying to get in on that by hyena ass. You've let me down yet again, Google. Did he draw this in MS Paint? I think he did. Why? Why did he draw this in MS Paint? There we go. Hyena booty right there. Let's get it. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on that. Oh, look at that. Look at all that trunk. I'm gonna have to get you drunk. Get you drunk off all that hump. That hump. That lovely lady lump. Let's see. What else does he have? Wait, come on, JC. What's in your favorites? Let me see. What kind of artwork does the great JC the Hyena engage in? Please tell me that I'm not gonna have to censor anything. I don't know. I think the YouTube has a new thing where it can like blur things out just in case. Okay, fan art. Okay, safe. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right there. That's what I thought. That's featured. What happens if I click all? I have a hard time thinking that he hasn't added more than this. Come on, JC. Why you gotta be like that, man? You gotta give us the D. You gotta give us the D's. You gotta give us the goods, homeboy. Oh, that's actually all he has. Wow, that's a remarkable amount of restraint on the part of JC the Hyena. What's in his journal? Let's see. I don't know. Maybe just some projects he's been working on. You never know. Happy New Year. Bracelets. Oh! I could have sworn he had a lot more. Hey, who likes media? Hey guys, who here likes media? Steven Universe, Undertale, Friday the Freddy's. Like, you just fucking... That was the perfect ring of autism right there. And you know what the fucked up thing is? It was If anyone remembers the guy, he used to be on a lot. I don't know what happened to him. He doesn't really come on often anymore. Anti-Phantasm. He's the one that got me into Undertale when it was back when it was just a Kickstarter project. I played the demo, like, oh, this is pretty neat, and I thought it was going to be a small little humble game. I played the original release when it came out, like, oh, this is finally out, let me play it. It actually was my favorite game of the year, but I knew deep down in my heart, this is going to be ruined by fucking fandom. I knew that from the moment I finished playing the game, that it was going to be usurped by cringe culture. Yeah. And JC Diane advertising it pretty much solidifies that point. Oh, you don't want to... JC, were you here when we showed, Hyena Booty? Do I need to show it again? I really... I gotta tell you, man, like... I don't know... I didn't get the appeal at first about big, bulging hyena butts. But, I gotta tell you, man. Gotta tell you, JC Hyena really knows how to make a sell. Hold on. What is his obsession with hyenas specifically? Like, he seems to have a weird kinship with that. He's not an otherkin, is he? I mean, I know there's that thing they call fursonas, but I don't know. If there's one thing I'm good at, and there are a lot of things I'm good at, is my mastery of the dark arts. What has he got here? Okay, not very good artwork. Oh, Minecraft thing. Wonderful. Okay. Nothing harmless here. All we discovered that he's not very good at drawing. I mean, he's better than me, but being better than me in drawing is not an achievement at all. At all. Because I'm fucking god-awful. I'm just saying this for the sake of, I know stones and glass houses. Now, where is it? Where is it? I gotta show this for fish stick on a stick. So his fish stick will stick up. I know you're into this fish stick. Look at that. Big, round hyena booty. Courtesy of JC the Hyena, you're welcome, by the way. Because let's be honest, JC, not JC, let's be honest, Fish Stick, you've done a lot to mock JC the Hyena. And here he is providing you with fat material. Look at this. That could be you, underneath 5,000 pounds of hyena butt. I know that's what you secretly pine for. I see it in your eyes. Every single video that you make, Fish Stick, I can hear it in your voice. That secret pining for for fucking furry hyena ass. I know it titillates you. I know it keeps you up at night. Okay, video deleted from blah 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 blah. Okay, I think that's it. You know what, just to cap this off, I'm going to show you guys something else. Another cringeworthy man that I hold near and dear to my heart, Mr. What was his name again? What's his name now? Angry Dog Hunts. That's what his name is nowadays. He changed his name since the last time I saw him when I went back on his channel. Not channel, but DeviantArt page to gauge the quality of his stories, which his stories are objectively awful, especially since they're horror stories. Oh, and Fish Stick, I don't know if you saw this. Right here, this is the first thing you find when Jason Hyena comes up, his Fur Affinity page. I thought that was information that was very prudent for people to know. Fish stick on a dick, yes. I think that's why Fish Stick chose his name, let's be honest. Yeah, if I think about it, Fish Stick, yeah, that shows that that's his persona. He loves fish, he loves fishy dick. He loves fish sticks and chips. Oh, come on. Man. Okay. Gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Mr. Angry Dog. And yeah, I did search. I was curious one day and I searched if he was on Kiwi Farms because he was such a weirdo. So, does anyone actually know Fear of the Black Wolf? Excuse me. Does anyone actually know about this guy? He is, he's a gentleman, by the name of Mr. Angry Dog. And for those who don't know who he is the self-professed real, oh, look at this! I'm still blocked, wow. This beautiful. But, I have ways of negating that, sir. Oh, okay. Let's log out, shall we? Nice try, buddy boy. Oh, what's this? Yo, it's been so long. I actually forgot if I can log out from here. Oh well. Come on, I want to log out. Ah, fuck it. Let's save some time. Incognito. Naito, my favorite wrestler. Not really. He's awesome, but no. Mr. Angry Dog. Mr. Angry God. The main way I found out a kiwi farm. Oh, Purple Kecleon. Yeah, that. Just. Yo, man. That bitch crazy, man. Her and, oh, fuck, what was her name? That's where the whole thing where, Linkara liking chick dick came out. Like, that's how people, it kind of got uncovered. What people. That and, 4chan. I don't go on 4chan, though, but it was kind of spread on uh, on kiwi farms. I don't even think it like it's not just that she's a weirdo. She has like she's formed this weird cult of personality around her. It's bizarre. Yeah, here it is. This is this is damn, it's clustered. This is Mr. Angry Dog's DeviantArt page, just as kind of weird as I remember it being. Can you guys see it? I don't know. I got this to okay, it's showing. Divine fan, of course. I will say this about Mr. Angry Dog. He and I probably share similar, uh, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite horror film. Period. I like Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket. Like, oh, he has a decent taste in movies. Pamela Voorhees. Who cares about Pamela Voorhees? No one cares about Pamela Voorhees. I love it. Look at this. Look at this. This is the first thing that I get on this fucking website. Oh god. Let's go on this gallery. Let's see what we can find. I'm gonna safety product recall. Let's see. Troll lungs. Find this troll lung. Oh. To the parents who deleted your Facebook account because you. Let's see. Troll lung. Let's see. Yeah, his stuff is weird. Mature content. Yeah, he's got weird interactions with people. Oh fuck. Kiwi Farms is Kiwi. I didn't see your comments at first, but I can answer. Kiwi Farms is basically a site that's kind of dedicated to laughing at lolcows. Uh, and one thing you need to kind of bear in mind the moment that you go on that site is that it's not made for you. And what I mean by that is you're not going to find like it's not a group specifically tailored to specifically what you believe. There are people on that site that I actually kind of like in terms of people that are considered lolcows. That some of what they're said about them I kind of disagree with, or I find that is easily disprovable. But it doesn't matter because it's a site dedicated to laughing at people. And if you go on like, kind of white knight for someone, you kind of get shit on, and to some, I think it's somewhat justified. You see, when I was younger, because I used to look her up to her as an artist. Yeah, it's weird how many people you look up and you find out that they end up becoming cringy, weird social justice warriors later on in life. Like, I think that's happened to me. Like, there was a comic called Sinquest or Sinfest that I found at the library when I was younger, when I was in like middle school or something. No, I was in high school at the time, and it was like a web comic that was produced and put into a lot into made into a book, and I found it at the library, and I thought it was fucking great. I thought it was hilarious, well drawn, and I like the kind of vulgar humor in it. And then I looked onto the creator's later work, and he's been inculcated in this like extreme social justice feminist, like to the point where I thought he was making fun of feminists because his comics are so full of strawmen and stereotypes now that I thought it was to mock feminists because it was so extreme. That it's so extreme that I actually feel sorry for hardcore feminists that wouldn't agree with it. It's that bad. Okay, now this is Mr. Angry Dog's stuff. I entered Jane the Killer. Yeah, he's weird. Oh, Jane the Killer fact of the day. Oh, this is a series. Did you know that Jane's two favorite films are Dumbo and the Liar King? When she saw Dumbo visit his cell, it broke, cried to remember her mother when she was a little girl. Do you know that she prefers to wear all snow black gear? Oh, Jane the Killer fun fact. Did you know that on Sunday nights she doesn't feel like cooking and she brings Jane and Jesse over to her parents? Okay. Fun fact. You know that Jane's little sister Jessie used to work in a pizza delivery girl at Papa John's Pizza? I mean, these are really interesting facts about a horror movie character. Ponster, let me look that up actually, because that sounds familiar. The stream's like the stream is way past over by now. I'll probably cut this out and put this in a separate video, like Ponster Monsters. But this is just me fucking around with you guys. So if you guys just want to talk about anything, let me know in advance. Like, I'm just showing you things that I particularly find interesting. Jesse and vampires and seriously, like, what is this shit? Like, he idolizes his very own character. It's weird. Like, like as a creator or someone who tries to create stuff, I I sometimes like make like fan art of my own characters, to kind of visualize what they look like. Like I sometimes get proud. Oh, this shit. Yeah, this was cringeworthy when I first saw it too. What's yeah, Jesse was a fan character that I don't know if Mr. Angry Dog came up with him or he just basically supported the character because he liked the person that made it. Basically, she was like a Mary Sue, like yandere type character who loved Jeff and like it was her official quote unquote girlfriend. Look at this shit. Mary Sue this. Even Walking Dead's own Sheriff Rick Grimes thinks Jane the Killer Richardson is awesome. You go, Ricky, smiley face. Yeah, this guy is like kind of fucked. Haha, Jane's missing is amazing. Rick, I am a Walking Dead fan. BTW, awesome picture. Jane is badass. She's not a Mary Sue. Ugh, people are making this fandom so shitty. This is from years ago, but he hasn't changed. Like, you see it? Look at this shit. Look at this. How much fan art do you need? Like, he's made fake, like, high school pictures for people who don't exist. Jane the Killer's high school picture. Look at this. Obviously, this is just fucking weird. Like, I don't know, like, do you guys, like, is there anyone else that does it? Does anyone find this normal, or maybe just me that finds this kind of weird and cringy? To make fucking, uh, like all these things about this one character you made up? Look at this. Like, he constantly has to put this shit out, like, anyone gives a shit about who made this crappy character. Fucking starting her in The Little Mermaid. Like, fucking, look at this! Look at this! Like, Jane the Killer on The Tonight Show with Jane Leno. Like, this goes beyond just the kind of weird fascination that some people have with Slenderman. Because people have a morbid curiosity about characters like that. They draw him in fan art because he's a public figure. I don't know, like, I've never seen shit people do shit like this. You know, that's not true. You know who I can remember, this seems like borderline spam, I know, right? You know who I remember doing shit like this? Like photoshopping like a character or himself into shit? Like, because he was so infatuated with them? Fucking, Game Dude. Anyone remember Game Dude? Like, he photoshopped himself with, in a picture of, like, James Rolfe. He said that James Rolfe met him and they, like, chatted and he was friends with James Rolfe, or he knew him personally. And it turns out James Rolfe didn't even know who the fuck he was. Yeah, that's what it's reminding me of. Look at this. Like, he found some chick and like online on some, I don't know, not porn website, but maybe Google search this, just so he could Photoshop her to look like this fictional character. Atomic Jane the Killer. These two girls who were probably just took a picture of them just chilling, and he just Photoshopped them. Jane Hater Pond. Wow. You sure showed us, Billy boy. Look at this. Oh, fuck. Okay, that was interesting. I'm not going to show you the ones that are hidden behind there, because let's be honest, no one deserves to see that. What is this? Jane the Killer caught on camera, because she's a badass and shoots people. Get it? Jane the Killer, Happy Mother's Day. Like, look how many pages, like, oh god, man. Jane the Killer digging Jeff's grave, mugshot, who cares? Psycho fangirls, I won't take you on a date. And you can take us and shove it up your... You won't have fangirls, fuck off, dude. Like, oh, he's got a Photoshop in front of Gordon Ramsay. Okay, okay, let's do this. Nazi. This has been pretty much a fact about Mr. Angry Dog before, but it bears repeating. But I don't know if Fishstick is still here, but if you are, please get on. I want you to fucking tackle Jane the Killer shit as soon as you can. Let's see. Okay, you know, death battle between Nazi characters. Nothing too suspicious about that. Nazi like Bowser flag, whatever. It's a parody. See, he's right there. It's a parody. Not that bad. Okay. A character from The Odd Couple dresses as a Nazi. It could be construed as a funny parody thing. Okay. Moon Nazi television. Okay. 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 Parody. Okay. The promo. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Let's zoom in on this. Let's get a better look at the fucking Nazi Mexican flag. Come on, load up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it lovely? Isn't it wonderful? Look at this. Nazi Nazi Mexican flag. I love it. I gotta go to bed, 2 a.m. Okay, good night, Sparrow. Sorry, I didn't scroll down and see. I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge you. Tonight, she was shit. Does this rabbit hole have an end? Nazi. You have a good one, Sparrow. Let's see, there's this thing. Let's see what else he said. Uh, so you think that Mary, that Jane Richardson is a Mary Sue, do ya? Well, that ain't the pot calling the kettle black. You haters can bite my shiny metal eye. Like, he acts like these are real people supporting his real character. Like, this is like Chris Chan level weirdness. Because Chris Chan believes that there's an alternate dimension where his fucking characters are real people. And it seems as though Mr. Angry Dog seems to think that they're real people too. Because I can't think of any other reason why he would do this. Like, okay, Nazi German skull, okay, He's had more than this. He has had a lot more than this. I think he deleted some shit. Because one was that, like, it's some character. Oh, wait a minute. She Demon of. Oh, we're gonna see this one. No reason. Jeffrey Woods sounds like a real character, like a real person. There is so much more you can find wrong about this. I was born in, I don't know, 1969. There we go. I reviewed their terms and conditions. What's behind this mature content thingy? I'm dying to know. Is this something that I have to censor? She Demon of the Third Reich. Oh. Okay. That's not that bad. Well, it's bad, but you know. Okay, let's see what else we can do. I love this. This was going about how this was originally about how cringeworthy the Sonic.EXE shit was, and then it just turned into something entirely different. I'm gonna again. This video is not going to be up. It's not gonna be this part of this video. I'm gonna cut, and then I'm gonna put in as a separate video. So don't worry about length of view. Let me see. What else? What other stuff has he made? You cry over Justin Bieber getting arrested. I'm supposed to care about this guy. How long is this? Like, how long ago was this? Okay. So you're trying to tell me that the reason... Let me see. So what you're trying to tell me is the reason why girls think Slenderman and Jeff the Killer will marry them is because they're scared of getting a boyfriend RAL. Again, good question, kid. I've always wondered that myself. XD. Look at this shit. Hold on. This is my favorite one. Slenderman on Conan O'Brien, huh? Ain't this something? Oh, this is an old one though, I had to say. There we go. Oh, there we go. Isn't that lovely? Stop. Well, he's got a lot of shit. He submits almost every single fucking day. Like, there's an endless well of just fucking... Oh, anti-MJ jokes, anti-Carol camping, anti-W's Westfield Baptist Church, because he's so behind the times that he thinks that's still relevant nowadays. You see, I'm going to take the Tide Pod Challenge. Funny. Deviation gallery to your left. I can see that. Thank you very much. I got two fucking eyes. Let me see. Fan made. Five Nights at Freddy's. Am I gonna find a Nazi Freddy Fazbear? You know, Jacob, I want to say that. Oh my God, he made fucking on WWE 2K15, made fucking CAWs of Five Nights at Freddy's characters. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh no. What is this shit, man? Rocky the Rooster, humanized version. Rocky the Rooster. Oh, OC. Uh, Bugs Bunny as Bonnie Bunny. Oh. Uh, oh man, this is wonderful. You know, they took my face. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say like, you know, he's got. Oh yeah, Jacob. I don't know if you saw this. Nazi Mexico. Yeah, see, see, mm see. Escabanables, escabanables. um, yeah, I was gonna say like, oh, Jacob, he's got the tism, so that's why he acts this way. But even like, I know a fair amount of people like high functioning autism, and I think that's what he claims to have. I don't. Jane the Killer Forbidden. Ooh. I don't know, man. Like, they don't do shit like this. Like, they do some cringy. Uh. Okay, I can't show a lot of this. Like, do you know someone who does this with fictional characters they create whose name isn't Stephanie Meyer? I'm genuinely happy this person hates me. You didn't. You were. I don't know if you were here. I tried going onto his fucking uh, uh, DeviantArt page, logged in because I have an old DeviantArt account. He blocked me. I couldn't go on there logged in. I've been blocked by JC Hyena, and I don't know how long it's been since I've been on his page. Dude's a fucking puss cake. Look, Jacob, just because he puts Nazi imagery on things doesn't mean anything, okay? Stop jumping to that conclusion. You're just, you're just a fucking troll. You're just a hater. That's all you was. Oh, it's belch. That's what you are. You're just a belch. You're a vaginal belch. You're a queef. You're just a hating queef. Oh, yeah. Here we go. See this? Mary's cute little toesies. Again, these are fictional people. Where's that thing I found that once? Oh, them as Simpsons characters. Lovely. Look at this! Look at this right here! He photoshopped a fucking... He photoshopped a screenshot of a fucking YouTube video just so he could insert Jane the Killer and make her into some kind of pop singer or some shit. Like, this is the... I've never seen this kind of weirdness from anybody in my entire fucking life. Oh, Soviet Jane and Mary. Okay, so Jacob, he's a communist and a Nazi at the same time. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that fucking great? I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. Where's that? Where's that Brock? Let me see. Let me go back to the gallery because there was something I found a while back. Hold on. Listen to this. Read this. Hold on. See this? Mary's cute little toesies. One of Jane's favorite part of her adorable wifey, Mary Richardson, is her beautiful bare feet and her toes. Here is a picture snapped by Mary on her phone while she was having a nude frolic on the beach and an eventual swim in the water one beautiful morning. Miss Mary's toesies are adorned with beautiful pink nail polish and shows bits of sand where she was frolicking and enjoying herself. Colorful flares are added to give the picture a more dreamy effect. Did you know that Jane admitted to her honey bunny when they were in high school that she had a foot fetish? even when Mary was over it, Jane was sleeping over. She was attracted by her pretty little feet. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This is just next level. This isn't your average everyday autism. This is advanced autism. Let me be clear, like Look, I don't like joking about autism. I really don't, because I have loved ones who have it, and like I said, I have it. But I don't know. It's weird when you see this kind of specific behavioral patterns in certain people and people with autism. Like this weird obsession with fictional characters. Like I don't know. I don't know. Did I misspelled wrestling? Yes, I did. I forgot the I. Come on. I want to see that thing you posted, the fake text message. So, after seeing all this, what's more cringeworthy to you people? Fucking JC Hyena and his fucking furry shit? Or this? Because this is legitimately unnerving. Ah, come on, you dick. Where is it? Man, I think he deleted it. I don't know if he did. Let's just look at Jane the Killer. Maybe it's there. What the fuck is that? Commie Nazis. Commie Nazis. It sounds like a. That sounds more like a Nazi kamikaze fighter. Like the fusion dance. Commie Nazis. They gas the Jews, but they kill themselves while doing it. Let's see. Oh, look, the certificate of death, a fake certificate. That was okay. Let me go on that, and we're gonna probably see an explanation. The character that you okay, Jacob, the character that you and I read during that video, the Jane the Killer when you had me on Back Creepypasta, that was Jane Arkansas, and according to Mr. Angry Dog, that's the fake version of his character. He came up with the character and someone took it from him, according to him. Shouldn't be the name of the certificate. Be Mary Sue. His fans have even less self-awareness than he does. Let's see. There can only be one. This is really who I am. Like, what do you think these women would react? How these women would react if they found out that this guy, they posted pictures online. The old cringe on my DA. I think it did. I'm not really. Furry should just come across in a session with little self-aware. Furry should just come across a session with little self-awareness, as you say. This shit is unnerving. Yeah, like JC Hyena seems to me like just a garden variety furry. You know what? When it comes to JC the Hyena, the fact that he's such a colossal egotistical dick is more of an indictment against him than him being a furry. In my personal opinion. Like I've met furries who are really nice people that just had that weird, they have that weird little kink of theirs, and they're entitled to it. And I don't have anything against JC for his kink. He's just an asshole. But that's all he is an asshole. This guy is weirdly obsessed with this one fictional character and has to put him in every aspect of every form of media, like Egyptian goddess, when she was a baby, like this lady who just took a picture with her dog, he had to Photoshop her to look like Jane. She's a Soviet again. She's a fucking communist. What the future holds. I think he deleted the text message thing. Oh god, that was the best thing. Like I swear, like this is what happened. Like I was looking on his DeviantArt page, and I found a fucking post that was about like maybe I can find in the categories here, and it was basically WWE related, and it was basically like him photoshopping a text message of like these famous wrestlers complimenting and talking about how great of Jane the Killer was and how they were best BFFs with her. Oh, wait a minute. Guess which WWE superstar lent me a package of... Oh, here it is! Yeah, it is! I'm gonna fucking do both of these things. Leave Kamala out of your shitty fan art. The guy has... He lost both his feet to diabetes. Hasn't he suffered enough? If you have money and you want to donate it to a good cause, oh look, he's photoshopping him at live wrestling events. Donate to, I don't know, to Kamala. He needs some money. He deserves it. He's a really nice guy, and he makes really good music. For those who don't know, Kamala Ugandan, Sugar Ray Harris, whatever you want to call him, lost both his feet to diabetes. Uh, hasn't let it stop him once. WWE won't help him, but they will pay for rehabilitation for people who really don't deserve it and really don't care. Okay, here it is. I don't know how many wrestling fans are here, but this is still... Bear in mind, these people he's photoshopping, texting Jane, are real wrestlers, and he's photoshopped them, like, talking about how much they love and worship her. Hey, Janie, it's Nikki Bella. Hope you're doing okay. Listen, your honey's mother that... Tell your honey's mother that me and Bree absolutely love the custom teddy bears you made. They're so adorable. See you at the brick kick. Me and Daddy and Roman Reigns sending a special surprise for you. Kofi Kingston, like, let me see, Rey Mysterio, and talking about, oh, we want to beat up Jeff the Killer, Kelly, Brock fucking Lesnar. Like, even if you don't watch wrestling, you know that Brock Lesnar is just this big fucking... He's basically like Marv from Sin City if he was in real life and became a UFC fighter. He's just a fucking big Viking-looking dude. Hey, Janie, how are you? Got word from Mr. McMahon that you have a match against that Jeff guy at Backlash. I hate the fact you took both your parents out. I'm really sorry for your loss. Hey, if you want to, I'll break that a-hole's knuckles worse than you didn't mind that one time, remember? I do not hold it against you. You are a sweet person and a hell of a friend. I won't be able to make it to your backyard barbecue, but me and Sable sent something special in the mail for you. Check it out. Brock Lesnar is a self-admitted asshole who really doesn't give a shit about anyone's feelings. He cares about the bottom line. He cares about money. And here he is basically being like a screaming fangirl for his OC character. Bray Wyatt, Sheamus, Kane. Oh, I know fucking Jacob used to be a fan of Kane. What I did to Seth Rollins is nothing compared to what I'm going to do to Jeffrey Keaton, which is Jeff the Killer. Seriously, this is the well never ends. This dude is just a remarkable, just weirdo. What I say about leaving people I like out of this shit. Leave the Iron Sheik as God tier. Leave him out of this too. Let's see. You know, let's. Okay, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Okay, what do you guys want me to click? Fan stuff. Forbidden. I can do forbidden. Liquid hate. Liquid hate. Is that her response to haters? Please do. Get your facts straight. Jane Richardson, born of science. Jane Arkansas, born of fire. And naked pictures. That's wonderful. Okay, this is all stupid. All remarkably stupid, and I don't care about any of it. There's only 4... Oh no, I'll try to cut... Let me see. Is that My Little Pony? This is the last thing I'll cover. And then I'm gonna just call it quits for tonight. Man, that was boring. What is this? Jeff Lebowski, Superman Pony, Barbara, Cutie... What? Jerry's Believe... whatever. Mr. Angry Dog. Oh. Okay, that was everything. Kudos for you guys being able to stomach my presence for all this time. It's been fun. I'm glad I had people to talk to this time around. I probably won't do this again because I diverged too much off topic, and it took me forever to get through that story because I kept digressing. But it's been... yeah, I had a good time either way. I hope you guys had a good time. So, if you want more videos like this for just live streams in general, you know, just let me know. And if you have any suggestions as to how I can improve this, like any format changes that you would think would be beneficial, let me know and like post down below in the comments. I'm going to cut this part out, probably. So, y'all have a good one. I'm going to call it quits for now. And you... oh, fuck. Fill my eyes with double vision. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.